Hello, passengers, and welcome to the Midnight Train. You know, America's second favorite podcast, where we bring the dark to light, where history never dies, and where listener discretion is always advised. We dive into, make fun of, and joke about the creepy and unsolved mysteries of the world, all while bringing you as much information on each topic as possible. Yes, we are a comedy podcast, and things can get kind of dark, so if you're not into that, listen, we get it. But give us a chance, and I'm pretty sure if you stick around for a while, you'll understand why we're just absolutely awesome. Anyway, so welcome aboard, first and foremost. I am your host, the conductor of the Cryptic, Jonathan Sayer, and with me today I have not one but two co-hosts with me. It's the one and only Mr. Moody. I can't see anything you guys are doing. And regrettingly bringing back the one and only Jeff Butchko.
Well, hi. You can see the chat. I'm already started, buddy. I'm already started.
It's like you never left. It's like you never.
It's like riding a bike.
It's like riding a bike.
What's up, fellas? Happy 200.
Yeah, 200 fucking episodes.
That's a lot.
This podcast is now officially almost as old as Chainsaw.
Yeah. So 200 episodes, man. This is it's pretty exciting. Exciting, you know. And we want to thank everyone who's been listening for as long as you have, especially the OGs who've been on board since, we started. We've had a lot of format changes and a lot of problems, a lot of things that, life tends to happen.
It's evolved and grown, just like a human being.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, if you say so.
I think so.
Yeah, do you? Because, yes, I agree. It has.
None of us have grown and evolved, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, I don't know about evolve. I've definitely grown, like, outwards. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's been 200 episodes, and we wanted to bring Jeff back in here and, talk about something pretty spectacular.
They held me at ransom.
Yeah?
I was on a mission. I've been pretty busy.
The only reason he's here is because nobody fucking paid, so...
No, I've been on a mission for the past 3 months. I just got back.
Oh.
Yeah, my group, mission group,
yeah.
We went overseas and we eradicated a lot of raccoons in the Southeast. It was a lot of dirty work, man. We didn't get paid for it. We were drinking dirty water. I'm just glad to be back home. You know? But we did save a lot of lives, which is really good.
Well, that's good. Good for you.
Doing important stuff,
And where was this? You said down south, like south where?
Southeast.
Southeast, like Ohio or?
No, like Southeast.
Not even.
That's where the mission was. We took a bus.
What do you work for the mob? I mean, yeah, we were there. Where were you? There.
There was a lot of rodents to get rid of, man, and somebody had to do it. And so me and my team, which consists of me, went down.
So you are the team.
Yeah.
Okay.
One man jam.
You put the I in team.
That's right.
All right. Well, good for you, buddy. It's good to have you back.
It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back here. And right now we are. I'm pretty sure we are live streaming. At this exact moment, I'm going to double check and see. And yes,
Moody's face when you said that.
We are live streaming right now.
Where are we live streaming?
To YouTube. So hopefully those people out there that are witnessing this debacle take place.
So I shouldn't stand up because I'm not wearing pants.
No, you should.
Yeah, exactly.
You should most definitely do that. I mean, let's be honest. We don't even know if it's working at this moment because, of
That's
me.
A good point.
So anyway,
it's only taken us 45 minutes to get here. So
right. Correct. So whatever. So listen, Patreon, we got a bunch of Patreon stuff coming up for you. A bunch of great bonus episodes. I want to thank all the new Patreon members who have jumped on board and become first class passengers, AKA you poopers. And again, if you don't want to be called that, that's fine. You don't have to. But if you do, hey, you're a pooper. That's what you are.
Yeah,
so
be proud of it.
Yeah. So listen, aside from that, we'll save the rest of the business stuff until the end. You guys know how we do it. So we're going to jump right into this weird ass topic. So let's turn down the lights, adjust our seats, grab a drink, and let's get Tunguska-y.
Excuse me?
Does that work? Does Tunguska-y work? I don't know if it works or not. Okay.
It doesn't.
It doesn't work. Okay. Can I rewind like the past 10 seconds and try again?
Nope.
Anyway, here's a toast to all you beautiful motherfuckers.
Ozzy's on my death poll.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's going to die this year.
You think
well,
Ozzy?
2024, yeah, for sure. Love Ozzy, but he ain't going to make it.
You guys should take me in your death, please.
Optimus Prime.
It's going to be amazing if like they can't hear the sound effects coming through and they
It's
just,
just
like,
us talking.
yeah. If you listen real close, here, hold on. You might hear it. I don't know. Stop that.
That was good. It was good timing.
Who gave that guy that thing? All right. So today's episode is a big one for us for sure. That's right. You guys heard in the beginning. We've been talking about it. Number 200 fucking episodes. So we've been doing this for a minute.
Yeah, how many years now?
Well, we started in...
Well, I mean, we would be at like 400 if you wouldn't have taken all those goddamn months off.
Yeah, Moody.
Life.
Captain freaking Roadkill over here.
Were you on a mission too?
Me?
In the Southeast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe we didn't run into each other.
That is weird.
I think it was because you were going after raccoons.
Yeah.
And I was going after lemurs.
Oh, the lemurs.
How'd that work?
Yeah.
You're
With that,
brave, by the way.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
I mean, did you find any lemurs or
7.
7? Okay.
They do run in squads.
And did you
7. There were 7.
Did you kill any of them, or how'd that work?
Yes, all of them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everyone's turning off right now, like this motherfucker killed lemur.
Only 7.
He's kidding. He didn't kill any lemurs. Unless you actually did, then that's even scarier. So anyway, before we jump into this, I do want to say, like, for sure, like, it's been a hell of a trip. You know, we've done, 200 episodes just on the regular episodes, and there's been some extra ones we've thrown in there from time to time. But then, all the way to the bonus episodes and things like that. Like it's been super cool. And everyone listening out there, thank you so much for your participation, because it's been a fun ride. And we know that not everything always works out the way we want it to. But, we're here. We're here, and we're going to do some shit. We're going to do some stuff.
Yeah, man.
Right. All right. So we're here. Blood, sweat, and tears. Diarrhea, vomit, car accidents. Jeff having COVID like 8 times.
To be fair, it was 9.
Okay.
I have it right now.
Oh,
I hope you don't mind.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. We're in the same studio, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
He's sitting right across me.
Yep. yeah, that's good.
Okay, we good?
And now we're on a list.
I'm not. I'm at home, so fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Moody's in quarantine.
Yep. So through literal fires, floods, hospital stints, and a, worldwide pandemic, through ups and downs, lefts and rights, and everything in between, we've made it to 200 episodes. It's ridiculous, for us to think that we've been able to make it this far. It's a labor of love and something that we enjoy bringing to you guys semi-regularly, at least. If you're going to giggle in the background while I'm talking to these great people,
Yeah,
you good?
I'm fucking great.
Yeah, you sound like you are.
Are you good?
You sound like you are. These two are like chatting with each other.
No, we wouldn't do that.
What?
Like the old days.
No.
Anyway, you passengers, our listeners really did get us, keep us going and want us to get to like 200 and further. You know what I mean? We want to hit 500 at some point in time.
Are we going to have like a
Also,
moment of reflection
I
at
did
the
just
end?
realize.
Yes, we should have a reflection.
Because I'd like to know like what everybody's favorite episode out of the 200.
We'll talk about it in the
I
end.
did realize something though.
Uh-oh.
We now have more episodes than we do listeners.
Your mic wasn't muted.
Why do I have him on here? Why do I have him? Why?
It's amazing.
Yeah. All right. So now that obligatory ego stroking of you guys and ourselves is completely out of the way, let's get into the meat and those big ass potatoes here. What we're discussing in our 200th episode here is, well, none other than the Tunguska event. And I'm going to fuck that word up so much in this. We know it's been covered before, and it's generally accepted that it was everyone says it was a meteor event, which I don't believe, by the way.
I know nothing about this, so I'm really interested here.
Oh, awesome. And so, like we always say, we've never done it, and we do it better. Well, Sometimes. Maybe not. I don't know. Who cares? Whatever. So we're still going. So what is, as Jeff just asked, the Tunguska event? Well, let's get into it. So in a lovely June morning in 1908, June 30th to be exact, at approximately 7:13 local time near the, Podkamanaya, we're going to say that, Tunguska River in Siberia, Russia. I am so sorry for any Russian listeners out there. Some shit went down and, it kind of went down real fucking hard. Out of the blue, there was a massive explosion, not just any explosion. It left no crater, okay? So this thing's like a big whatever, but it flattened 2,000 square kilometers of pine forest.
Dude, it's the mothership crashed.
Well, there was no markings on the ground, though. That's what we'll talk about.
Okay.
Now, for us Americans over here, that's 500,000 acres.
That's a lot.
Okay, so for perspective purposes, let's kind of dive into this. London is only 390,300 acres. Okay? Houston, Texas is 370,900 acres, and Chicago is only 145,300 acres.
And for those of you who are musician fans, Ted Nugent, 340 acres on his ranch. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Does he really have that much?
He's got 340 acres.
Well, this is a lot
Sweaty
more
Ted.
than that. Well,
Cat scratch fever.
That dude's weird. He's fucking weird. So it's 20 Disney Worlds combined. Ooh. 600 times the size of Central Park in New York City. Okay. So, and then, okay, for our, London listeners out there, Buckingham Palace. Well, you need 25,000 of those beef boots that Moody.
Wait, what? Please explain.
So he left it in here, and I think it's hilarious because he meant to put bad boys, but it came up beef boots.
Like autocorrect?
And he's like, I wanted to leave this in here.
Beef boots. What you gonna do?
So we're gonna start calling our
I totally forgot about that.
Our friends across the pond. We're gonna start calling them beef boots.
That's a t-shirt right there.
Yeah, beef boots. Yep.
Listeners, would you buy a t-shirt with a boot full of beef, like the silhouette of it? Right?
Beef boots.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Strap on your beef boots, fuckers.
I'd buy that.
So anyway, you guys you realize what I'm saying here? It's huge. It's huge. An estimated 80 million trees were felled. Okay. All right. The trees fell away from the blast center, lying in a radial position. And those trees are going to come up a little bit in like how the hypotheses from everybody. All right. So eyewitnesses described a fireball followed by a trembling ground and hot winds strong enough to knock people down. They recorded seismic.
Farting.
What? No,
it was just John farting.
Yeah, sorry, I do have gas. That was me. I caused the Tunguska
because it's a big one.
In 1903.
Can you imagine, like, he just pulls his car over and he's running out? Everybody's like, what are you doing? He's like, go away! And all the trees just...
Yep. I told you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 1903, it could have been Chainsaw.
It was Chainsaw.
Oh,
yeah, in his prime. Yeah, in his prime.
He was born into the trees.
We already figured out that he started the Big Bang.
The Tunguska experiment was Chainsaw being born.
That's awesome.
So is that how you pronounce that, by the way? It's Tunguska?
I think so.
Okay.
Are you sure it's not Tunguska?
I've heard it.
That's what I
I've
said.
heard it Tunguska. Yeah. I've heard it Tunguska.
Because if it's Guska, it would be Gooska, right?
Well, no, but it's also Russian.
It doesn't make sense anyways.
So Tunguska.
Tunguska.
You get vodka.
The vodka with the Tunguska. Tunguska is what I'm calling this from now on.
Okay.
Here it is. I'm talking about Tunguska.
Oh, dude. I wonder if Yuri was around for this.
No, I not be there.
Yuri's great-grandfather was, though.
No.
Surrey. No, I shouldn't say that because my phone's going to go off. My bad. My watch is like...
Hey, Siri, where was Yuri in 1903? Oh, shit, my phone's seriously going off right now. So anyway, this is a big thing that happened, all right?
Yes.
And they recorded seismic activity all over Western Europe because of the blast. The impact was heard up to 1,000 kilometers or 621.37 miles away.
Can I ask a question?
You can.
It was 1908.
Correct.
How the hell did they record it?
What?
The seismic waves.
No, not like literally like
earthquake
on like a
not a seismographer.
Oh, okay.
Like somebody that far away was like, ooh.
I was gonna say, like, back then,
Yeah.
like, come on.
Yeah, they were
They had like the Jurassic Park cup with, with water.
Oh, was that you or a seismic? So while seismic shock waves were registered as far away as England from this thing. So the blast was so big it could be seen from 500 miles away. In the period following the blast and for a bit after, Siberia and other parts of Europe experienced abnormally bright nighttime skies as far as Ireland. And that's a hike from there.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very, very good distance. Even though...
everything's a hike from Siberia, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, Siberia. That's why they send people to the gulag up there.
And Moody, how fast does light travel?
Really fast.
He's not wrong.
I see the little kid meme where he's the Flash really fast and he just falls over in the pavement. It's one of the greatest ones.
Fast.
Yeah.
How fast are you? Really fast. Yeah, falls over.
186,000 miles a second.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Fast.
Okay, so that's a long distance to go real quick.
Yeah. So in the period following the blast, for a bit, again, they had these bright lights in the sky all over the place. And even though the search was, they were looking for whatever caused this, huge anomaly here, only a few tiny fragments that measured less than a millimeter across were found. So how in the fuck, and Moody, I got you on this one, did they find that shit, those millimeter fractions of whatever it was, in 500,000 acres of wiped out forest?
Wait a minute. Did I fuck something up there?
No, I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. Like how could they have?
All right.
That's what makes me think like it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things to me that doesn't make sense, and there's one in this we're going to get to at the end is my favorite. Do I believe it? I don't know, but it's my favorite of all the.
I bet you I know which one it is.
All right, we'll get there. So, quote: the peasant saw a body shining very brightly, too bright for the naked eye, with a bluish white light. The body was in the form of a pipe, i.e., cylindrical. The sky was cloudless, except that low down on the horizon, in the direction in which the glowing body was observed, a small dark cloud was noticed. It was hot and dry, and when the shining body approached the ground, which was covered with forest at this point, it seemed to be pulverized. And in its place, a loud crash, not like thunder, but as if from the fall of large stones or from gunfire was heard. All the buildings shook, and at the same time, a forked tongue of flames broke through the clouds. All the inhabitants of the village ran out into the street in panic. The old women wept. Everyone thought that the end of the world was approaching.
Gnarly.
So the humanity.
So, let's step back for a second and think about 1908. Siberia right now is probably in 1908 our time in U.S. You know what I mean? Like, they're so behind everything in Siberia. Imagine being them. And then some big-ass thing comes down, big light, and then all you hear is, and the way they're describing it, it's not, they said it's a loud crash, but it wasn't like, they said the fall of large stones or gunfire.
It still doesn't make sense, though.
Well, none of it does. That's why we're doing this.
No, I know, but I mean, like...
Can we take a second to appreciate how awesome the writing was back then?
In 1908?
That shit was descriptive as hell, dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, back
that eyewitness account was amazing.
But back then, they would print your name and your address in the freaking newspaper. You know what I mean? Like Bob Toms from 927 Willoway Lane. Like, what if you wanted to kick that dude's ass? You just go to his house.
Then they walk by his house like, "Hey, Bob, you in the paper?
Hey, Bob, I saw you.
Great day.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Dinner with Nancy? All right."
So S.B. Simidek, an eyewitness in the village of Vadakara, about 60 kilometers south of the explosion site, said this, quote, "I was sitting on the porch of the house of the trading station of Vadakara at breakfast time when suddenly in the north, the sky was split in two, and high above the forest, the whole northern part of the sky appeared to be covered with fire. At that moment, I felt a great heat as if my shirt had caught fire. This heat came from the north side. I wanted to pull off my shirt and throw it away, but at that moment, there was a bang in the sky, and a mighty crash was heard. I was thrown to the ground about 3 sajins or sayins. It's about 7 meters, I guess.
That means the breakfast got spilled.
Yeah, his breakfast got fucked up.
It's like the most important meal of the day.
Yeah. Well,
I would have kept eating it.
As you're reaching for it?
Yeah.
My eggs!
Holding up a sausage into the fire.
My sausage! So this was away from the porch, and for a moment, I lost consciousness. The crash was followed by noise like stones falling from the sky or guns firing. The earth trembled, and when I lay on the ground, I covered my head because I was afraid the stones might hit it. Okay, so both of them are talking about stones hitting the ground, which I guess I don't.
Okay, so meteor shower would make the most sense right now at this point.
And that's what people are saying this thing was, except there was zero, like nothing hit the ground, nothing whatsoever.
If they were small and they were burning up in the atmosphere, and then it was just like shrapnel,
okay,
causing that.
But 500,000 acres of, and you're not finding shit.
It could have been a huge like asteroid belt. You don't know.
No, we do know.
Oh, no, only Elon Musk knows.
Did you see, by the way, the SpaceX thing blow up?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I cheered.
I'm glad nobody was on that. That was crazy. Because I guess he's trying to pull a mock turn in space.
Yeah.
And he achieved it, and then all of a sudden, it just blew the fuck up.
You know, it must be nice to be that bored that you have that kind of money to be like, you know, build a rocket. We'll make it turn just for fun. I'll buy Twitter.
Look,
why not?
I'm living proof
X.
that you don't need to have that much money to be bored. Okay.
Yeah.
So these two reports were found in the an Institute of Creation research article, and we thought they were cool as they actually gave like local and instant insight into the event as it happened. You know. So the following scientific report was taken from the same website, which had an incredible exploration, albeit slightly nerdy. You know us, though. We love the science behind things like this. And
Science!
you know, fuck it. We're going to teach you guys something whether you like it or not. So through a comparison of old seismograms of the Tunguska event and seismograms of the Dikaya Zemlya, and Lapnor nuclear weapon tests, the Ben Menahem and from 1975 determined that the Tunguska projectile had, quote, the effects of an extraterrestrial nuclear missile of a yield of, and dude, I don't know how to read this. I looked it up and I couldn't figure it out. So it's like 12.5, but it's got a plus sign with a minus sign underneath it.
Oh, that's easy. You multiply by
just plus
3.
or minus.
Yeah. Multiply by 3, divide it by 6. What is it?
Shut the fuck up. That's not
I'm telling you, that's how you do it.
No, it's saying it's basically, what is it, 12.5 plus or minus 5?
No, 12.5 plus or minus 2.5. Oh, is that the
so
leeway
it's saying
between it?
Yes, it's saying
okay.
that they're estimating it at 12.5 plus or minus 2.5. So it was either like up to 14.5 or down to like 9.5.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It would be
Mr.
15.
QC.
Yeah. Okay.
That's right,
His
bro. I
measuring
see
has
that
paid
shit
off.
every day.
Okay, so
See?
that makes
I
sense.
can tell you.
He knows tolerance.
So they're
I do,
saying basically anyway a nuclear yield of anywhere between 10 and 15 megatons, okay?
Roughly, yeah.
Approximately 3 orders of magnitude greater than the Hiroshima A bomb, which by
And that's
megaton
not
compares
just 3 times either. That's 3 orders of magnitude. Which
Order,
is like,
right.
Yeah, it's not just like 3 times. It's
right, it's 3
ridiculous.
Yeah. So that was only 0.015 megatons. So this thing was anywhere between 10 and 15 megatons. So the explosion's height was estimated to be about 7.5 kilometers with a total energy release of approximately 3 times 1023 ergs, 5 times 1018 ergs, of which was changed into seismic energy. Okay?
What?
So more energy went into the air,
Yeah.
okay,
After impact.
than the actual earthquake.
Right.
Okay, so whatever
it ricocheted.
so whatever happened, it went up instead of or up and out as opposed to down.
What if it was a volcano? Or like some trapped gas? You know what I mean?
It's
That could
actually funny that you say that, but stay tuned for later.
See?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Look at Jeff putting on his smart hat
Yeah,
there.
look at him. So FJW Whipple from 1930 estimated the energy of the air blast wave to be 3.2 times 1020 ergs, according to the meteorological station recordings. The seismic activity measured on the Richter scale was 5.0, and the air compression wave went twice worldwide. So it's a 5 on the Richter scale, and the shock wave went twice around the world.
Okay, that's messed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, we've been hit by, freaking
Smooth criminal.
meteor. Ooh. All right. So
What
what?
was a famous dog breeder doing?
The dog reader?
Whipple.
What?
He was like one of the most famous dog breeders back in 1908. You didn't see that on the notes?
From Whipple?
Yeah.
No.
He'd breed Whipple schnauzers, and then people would buy them from all around. No? Okay.
Yeah,
Moving on.
Yeah, I don't have that. That's weird. So what in the schnitzel is an erg? I mentioned ergs a couple of times here. So the interweb says an erg is the amount of work done by a force of one dyne exerted for a distance of 1 centimeter. In the CGS base units, it is equal to 1 gram centimeters. It is equal to 1 gram centimeter squared per second squared. Okay, or G times CM2. I'm not even going to do that. I'm not. My brain hurts. It is thus equivalent to 10 minus 7 joules or 100 nanojoules in SI units. Meaning that we are now more confused than ever, and we're going to move past this. Yeah. I tried to get nerdy on it, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it.
There's somebody out there listening that's just like, fucking dude, you guys don't get this shit? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, somebody knows.
How do you not know?
Right.
Somebody knows what a
not
joule
convert
is.
ergs, bro?
Yeah.
I doubt it. I doubt it.
I mean, our listeners are pretty smart. I'm
not saying they're stupid, but I don't think a scientist is listening to the podcast. Just saying.
You don't know that. I mean, we could have
seriously.
like 8 of them,
Shit, dude.
Maybe 1.
Now I'm going to get all kinds of hate
Well, I
mail.
mean, there's only 8 people that listen to the podcast, so the likelihood of all of them being scientists are, slim.
By the way, I don't have the same notes you do, so
they're similar.
no, mine are totally in a different thing. You can't even fuck with me.
Do you want to try word phrase?
I've learned. No.
Because
No. So the projectile, this thing traveled in a southeast to northwest direction with a 60-degree azimuth. I'm probably fucking that word up. According to Fesenkov here, who used eyewitness accounts and inspected the radial symmetry of the trees at the explosion site. This direction was probably immediately before the explosion. However, there are conflicting reports on the actual line of flight, discussed later when dealing with the causal theories of the Tunguska explosion. Okay, so it's going southeast to northwest. Okay, so southeast over here, northwest. Okay, so that's here to here.
So it was coming from where Jeff and I were on our missions.
Correct.
Yeah, very close.
The southeast.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So the temperature at the fireball center, this is amazing, was estimated by one source to be up to 30 million degrees Fahrenheit.
Now, how are they going to know that in 1908?
Because Chainsaw was there and told him. Like, he was like, dude.
He just stuck his hand up. He's like, yeah. Yep, that's about right.
He's like, hold on. He pulls off his wallet chain and goes, it melted that shit.
Chainsaw, you still got a chain wallet? Because
I'm sure he does.
I'd like to get you a Christmas present.
I'm sure he does. So some storage huts in the nearby vicinity of the focus of this thing were actually devastated by fire, and the silverware and 10 utensils within them were deformed from the heat. Like, the heat was so intense. You're talking about huts, like not in the vicinity of it, but close to it. It melted this shit. So whatever it was hot as fuck.
So it wouldn't have been a meteor then, because that would be like a quick impact. Well, no. Yeah, maybe. Volcano sounds more likely right now.
No, dude, just stop it.
So, quote, preceding the front of the shock wave, there arises a heated zone whose radiating surface area is far larger than that of the shock wave itself. Okay, this is substantiated by Semedek, who we talked about earlier, who first felt the heat wave and then was thrown to the ground by the shock wave. Okay, so basically, so here's the thing. You're going to hear a lot of different stuff here where you're going and you're like, okay, could it have been a meteor? Because remember, when meteors move, they're moving so fast that what's in front of them, that is heat, especially when they break through our atmosphere.
I like the visuals too, by the way. For people watching, like you have it perfect in the shot. Like,
does that work when I do that or this?
Need to do. No, it's not doing it now.
Damn it!
I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it now.
Yeah. So they have.
Does this one work? Does this work?
and I'll give my insight on what I think this thing is, and I want to hear your guys' too, because it's just insane. So the inhabitants of central Siberia saw the alleged meteorite fall and explode over an area with a radius of 600 to 1,000 kilometers. As we stated earlier, 80 million trees in the taiga, it's a forest, were uprooted and blown down for 30 to 40 kilometers radius-wise, okay? So that's pretty good. Some trees on the leeward side of the hills were somewhat protected, yet they still had their branches broken off and bark stripped, leaving them standing naked. Here's the key to me. standing still, resembling telephone poles. So they were stripped from the shock wave, not burned by the heat.
Right.
So whatever this was, there was just so much force and energy coming into this thing. It's not like it was just emitting a bunch of freaking fire before. And don't get me wrong, listen, they've had numerous meteors, meteorites, whatever, hit in, especially in Russia. Russia's like a target for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, there was one that maybe like 10 years ago or something. Like I think it was like 2013 or 14 or something like that.
Yeah,
Another one.
They've had quite a few of them, and they're big too. They're not like little itty bitty ones. So the trunks of the trees and their branches were not burned through, but were only scorched on the surface. So you're talking a quick heat. It's not a forest fire or something. A searing heat, a searing heat wave caused the scorching, yet a conventional forest fire was wrong. Stop talking. Damn it, Siri. Stop it.
Apparently she has something to say.
God damn it. So some trees were scorched in standing position, but bent away from the epicenter. Okay, so they were scorched, but they weren't like completely eviscerated. Or they weren't demolished. They were just kind of bent over a little bit. Okay, so in regular fires in the Badda area, trees remain vertical with fire damage occurring at the lower sections while the treetops remained untouched. So it was almost like a mushroom cloud. So whatever happened came through and went, and it dispersed the energy downwards, but then went up.
Like a bomb.
That, exactly.
But 1908, when was Oppenheimer? That was what?
That was way after
40,
that. Yeah.
40s?
We weren't even
40s?
in World War I yet for this.
But it was the Russians. You never know. They could have been
and
ahead
honestly,
of the curve.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later. That's kind of where I'm leaning on this. So it is also interesting to note that some trees stripped of bark showed no signs of scorching. So in other words, it just knocked the fucking bark of it. No burns, no nothing. The energy was just like, and took the bark right off of it. So in 1921, the country's fledgling Academy of Sciences, I don't know why I said it like that, of Sciences appointed L.A. Kulik, a science worker at their mineral museum, to head a team of investigators traveling through Siberia to gain information concerning meteorites from the local populace. So everyone's like, oh, it was a meteor. It's a meteorite. One witness to the event was a train engineer. He said he felt a, quote, kind of strong vibration in the air and then heard a roar, which he believed to be an earthquake or some other natural phenomenon. Quote, the roar frightened him so much that he stopped the train thinking it had gone off the rails. When he arrived at the station, he asked for an inspection to locate the problem on the train. So, like, he's on this train, and he's like, he heard something and was like, what the fuck? And he's not even close to this, you know? So there was a huge rumbling.
Sonic boom.
A huge, it's, I don't know, man. I think one thing, and I can't wait to see what you guys think.
I don't know if you want to know.
Modi, are you still there? Well, I know what you think.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to interrupt anymore, so I'm just going to sit here.
Oh my God.
You knew that was going to happen, right? You knew that was going to happen. That's why I had to call him out right
That's
now.
That's amazing.
Because I knew that's exactly what he was going to say.
That's amazing.
I'm not allowed to talk.
I didn't say you couldn't talk.
That's funny.
So another eyewitness report.
You don't shut up, so when am I supposed to talk?
I'm reading! Another eyewitness reported that 1,000 reindeer owned by the Evenki people were killed. Okay, so 1,000 people died from this, and the ensuing forest fire burned many carcasses. One of the Evenki people, Akhchin, eventually led Kulik to the site where supposedly the impact was. Okay, so now this guy, Potapovich, oh boy, who served as a guide for Kulik, told Kulik that, quote, his brother's hut was flattened to the ground, its roof was carried away by wind, okay, and most of his reindeer fled in fright.
To be fair, it's a hut.
Correct.
I mean, a tornado could take that.
True.
It,
Like
right?
a good winter storm could probably do some shit. But they're saying that, like, so it goes on and says the noise deafened his brother and the shock caused him to suffer a long illness. So Potapovich's brother lived on the Chambe River just outside of the tree damage limit. So, like, it was outside of where all this shit took place. You know what I mean? Like, as far as the circumference of the damage to the trees and shit. So, yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can have, I mean, we've done, what the hell was the one we did? Moody, the fucking the landslide or whatever over in Russia, where they were like, oh, it was the Yeti that came out and grabbed him or whatever.
The Dyatlov Pass.
Right, exactly. And now they're saying they've actually done further research with that, and they actually think it was just a like the way everything positioned and the way the wind came through. The wind actually caused what all that shit took place. Yeah,
right.
So I mean, you never know until you know, right?
That's true.
So after everything, Kulik found no meteorite fragments or an impact crater. Weird, right? It's this huge thing, 500,000 acres, and you can't find any fragments or a crater, anything like that.
Yeah, that is weird.
So as a result of Kulik's initial investigation, some concocted wild theories to explain the Tunguska event. The most accepted explanation for the explosion is a meteor airburst from a giant asteroid or meteoroid that exploded before reaching the Earth's surface. Okay. The Tunguska event had the most immense impact in recorded history, although much larger ones have occurred in prehistoric times, obviously way before. Well, Chainsaw was young, but still. So when a meteoroid enters the Earth's atmosphere, becoming a meteor, it travels at super fast speeds, right? This thing's going. These speeds rapidly compress the air in front of it, raising its temperature that I was talking about. So this thing's going, and it's going so fast that all the air is just kind of displacing and heating up so much. What are you laughing about?
Nothing.
Are you chatting again? I can't wait to go back and look at the chat. I can't wait to look back at the chat. I can't.
We haven't chatted since 8:26, which was
3 minutes
ago.
Can you not see the chat?
Mm-mm.
Can you not have the chat on yours?
No, because I'm reading it on a different thing. Yeah, I can't see what you guys are doing at all, you bastards.
Good. Yeah. That's a good thing.
So this heat causes it to burn up, creating a long streak along the sky like a shooting star, okay? However, larger ones can explode instead. So they'll come down, and they're so hot and so fast that all of a sudden they erupt. And that's usually when you get those small little pieces that break off.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you're coming through our atmosphere, and atmosphere, like, it's hot, first of all.
That's why they have the heat shield on the reentry, whatchamacallits.
Elon should have had a better one because... So the sudden release of energy from the explosion generated a powerful shock wave that radiated outward, clearing an area of over 2,000 square kilometers. Because the explosion happened in the air, experts believe no impact crater was created, but it's still classed as an impact event. Okay, so it came down. It's almost like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Nagasaki. That was not what I meant to say. You know, that Nagasaki.
Nagasaki and beef boots, boys. Get your shirts today.
Yep, that's a good one. So when those are dropped, they don't actually hit the ground. They ignite above the ground, so you get that effect of all the energy going downwards.
Right.
And that's what causes all the destruction.
Right.
So they're saying kind of the same thing with this, you know?
Did you happen to, in your notes, see the picture of the tree rings?
No.
There's a pretty good one on Google. If you Google Tunguska event and then hit images, in about... Man, your internet sucks. Hold on a second.
Only sucks because we're doing all this right now.
All right, scroll down, I don't know, 3/4 of the way. You'll see like they chopped a tree in the rings. Like, so you could see when the tree was first growing, that the rings are perfect. It's almost like a perfect circle. And then when the event happened, you could see like it's wavy. Like it's not a perfect circle. And then it goes back to a perfect circle after the event.
Oh, dude, that's weird. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
You see it? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm trying to find it real fast here.
Kooky.
So I mean, you can kind of see like in the life of the tree when it happened. And
I got it right here. Yeah.
I don't know if it'll...
And they did that with,
is that because it burned at the time,
or it could be the impact?
The nice little rings there, and then it gets all weird and wonky.
They're like wavy.
Yeah, like look at that left corner, left.
It's like rippled.
Yeah, the upper left side of it.
But then it goes back to normal
different.
After like, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 years or so.
Yeah.
That's an old ass tree.
You know, they did this with, what was it?
That tree.
Travis Walton. when they went back to the site where supposedly he was abducted by aliens, they chopped the trees and they saw the rings like this too, where the UFO came down.
Excuse me, it's not supposedly he was abducted by aliens.
You are correct. Yes.
Oh, boy.
But trees tell a lot. You know?
So maybe Travis Walton was hit by a meteorite.
Yeah, because it was a blast, right?
Yeah.
Look at this one. This one's even crazier. It looks like a butt.
All I see is a white blob,
I see that one.
dude.
I saw it.
Hold on.
What the hell is that? If you're watching this right now on
it is a tree. Like there it is. See?
Hold on, I'll see if I can get this on my camera.
Oh yeah. That does look like a butt with bad hemorrhoids.
Complete with hole.
Uh-huh.
So this is a piece. I don't know if this will translate over into the video, but we'll see. Probably it's too bright, isn't it? Oh, there you go. Okay. See the rings on the outside? See how they're all rippled?
Right.
So that just kind of goes to show you that.
Some shit went down.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it was.
I just found that interesting because that came up in Google. I was like,
Yeah,
that's cool.
That is crazy. Yeah, because I mean, so obviously something happened, right? So now, however, because of the remoteness of the region where it occurred and the shitty technology available at the time, many other scientific interpretations have been suggested. Of course, everyone has theories. One of these theories, suggested in 1930, believed that the object was a small comet, possibly a fragment of the comet Enki, okay, rather than a meteorite or an asteroid. Comets are made mainly of ice and dust, which vaporize easily at high temperatures, which may explain why there was no impact crater. Okay, but that's going to be a big son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So not to mention the glowing skies, seen then, which could be from dust and ice dispersed by the comet into the atmosphere. The event coincided with the peak of the Beta Taurida meteor shower. I'm sure I butchered that. And it's the debris from the comet or whatever, which actually some people say supports the theory. Okay, so if this thing's made of ice and dust, it's coming in, it's burning really fast, and then there's nothing left. But then why the extreme amount of energy coming from this thing?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? If it's burning up and it gets down to that point, 500,000 acres being basically ravaged.
And didn't you say the trajectory of it earlier?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't make sense for it to come down. It was more going up, like out of the ground, right?
No.
Oh, I thought they figured it went from...
No, they're talking about like from the sky.
Now go home and get your fucking shine bucket.
Oh, okay. Okay.
No, they're talking about it went from a direction from this way to this way, and this way to this way. Yeah, not like from the ground up or anything like that.
Well, that would make sense, though, because when it pulls from the atmosphere, it's going to come down on an angle. It's never going to come straight down. Like, nothing comes straight down.
Right, exactly.
It always comes on an angle, right? Because gravity.
Right. So they were saying, everyone's saying that whatever it was came from, let's just say if you're looking at a map of Russia and Siberia, the top right, it's coming from the top right and going down to the bottom left.
Okay.
Okay, so that's where this thing's coming from. But again, there's so much energy, they're talking it is multiple times more than the atomic bombs that the United States created.
What are the odds of a giant asteroid being destroyed or exploding, whatever you want to call it, above the Earth's surface before it hits? Like, that's got to be like lottery odds right there, right?
Possibly.
That can't be a common thing.
Yeah, what'd you say, Moody?
I said there's a theory that covers that.
Oh.
Well, yeah,
we'll get there.
You're talking
my
about
personal favorite.
You're talking about a lot of stuff. You're talking about a lot of stuff here. So that's
me?
yeah. I'm saying like you're.
I'm not talking about
no.
shit,
Him.
I'm allowed to.
He's bringing up. Calm down, pumpkin.
I told him in the chat that he should interrupt you 200 times from the 200th episode. We should like a little bell just go ding ding every time.
I just like that he's.
I'm just gonna be petty and not talk.
Stop it, you little bitch. Jeff is actually like bringing up a lot of good points that we do discuss in this though, so that's good. So that's pretty much the scientific explanation and the generally accepted cause. That's what people think.
Okay.
That caused the Tunguska event. But there are plenty of other theories, and, well, as Moody says here, let's find out together for the 200th time. Aww. First up, a mini black hole. This is my favorite.
Oh, come on.
It's my favorite.
Dude, this is a great theory.
It is my favorite only because it's so... It's just awesome. It's awesome.
This is like Doctor Strange
great.
came out into the sparkler, like, and everybody, like, the Avengers came out. And
Right.
Yeah.
So they're saying it could be a mini black hole or a piece of antimatter. So according to many so-called experts, the Tunguska explosion was supposedly caused by annihilation. This physical process occurs when a subatomic particle collides with its respective antiparticle of the opposite charge, producing immense amounts of energy. According to this theory, first suggested in 1941 by Lincoln La Paz, the Tunguska event was likely caused by the destruction of a chunk of antimatter colliding with Earth. Oh, this wasn't the one I was talking about. This one's cool, but this is not the one I was talking about. So although the antimatter...
They kind of go together.
Yeah.
That's why I just put them together.
So although the antimatter theory explains the observed luminous phenomena and why no remnants of an asteroid or comet were found in the area, the existence of such large chunks of antimatter is often deemed theoretically impossible. In addition, the destruction of the alleged chunk of antimatter would probably happen in the uppermost atmospheric level. So they're saying it was down too far for this thing to actually happen. So now, the black hole thing. The black hole theory, if you will. This hypothesis was first formulated in 1973 by American scientists Albert A. Jackson and Michael P. Ryan. And I love this one. So when Jackson and Ryan proposed their impeccably scientific black hole theory, they commented that many attempts had been made to explain the Tunguska event, right? Ranging from the prosaic to the bizarre. That's quote unquote is what they said. Then they suggested that a black hole of substellar mass, such as those that Hawking bragged about, Stephen Hawking, could explain many of the event's mysteries. Their explanation has never been called prosaic or bizarre, but some scientists have described it as, quote, imaginative and intriguing. We found an article on fossilhunters.xyz.
Dude, I want to join that. That sounds amazing.
That explains how they came up with this theory. And yeah, this is getting real deep. Moody dug real deep on this one, and I love it. So
that sounds like a show on Discovery Channel.
It should be.
Fossil Hunters, XYZ.
All right. So they had three main arguments. This is Jackson and Ryan, right? So first, high velocity. The researchers assumed that the black hole had the mass of a giant asteroid, about 100,000 billion to 10 million billion tons. Okay, so we're talking a black hole with a huge mass to it. Okay.
So they're saying that like a black hole just basically appeared above the ground where this area is.
That a black hole actually...
No.
Yeah, go ahead, Moody.
If you read, I think it's here. I don't know how far into it is. It does explain that even though it has that mass to it, it would be basically the size of like the nucleus of an atom. So you'd never see it.
Oh.
Yeah, their mass is like, you can't even, it's huge.
I mean, is that possible?
I mean,
could that really happen though?
Physics.
Yeah.
It's physics, bro.
Yeah.
No, I get that. But I mean, like, there could really be a black hole that tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, theoretically.
How the hell? That would explain all the people disappearing in the videos. You ever see those TikToks where like somebody walks behind somebody and they're gone?
I mean,
it's a mini black hole.
Yeah, possible.
Or clever editing.
I'm going with this theory so far. So this is a winner.
Its gravitational field could be pretty intense for some distance from the body of the actual black hole, okay? So they also assumed that the black hole's escape velocity, the minimum speed an object must have to free itself from the gravitational pull of a planet or star, was slightly greater than the Earth's escape velocity, about 40,000 kilometers per hour. That is 24,854.84 miles per hour.
That's pretty quick.
It's quick. They calculated that if the black hole began in interstellar space, with zero velocity, okay, and fell freely into Earth's orbit, its velocity relative to Earth would be between 36,000 and 360,000 kilometers per hour. Thus, the black hole would travel through the last 30 kilometers of the atmosphere in about 1 second. Done. That's how fast this thing's moving.
That's bonkers.
And to kind of dissect that a little bit. So basically, if you have something that's so everyone thinks of the theory of a black hole, that it's this thing that's all consuming, right? It's mainly because it's a gravitational pull. It's sucking. It's just huge, right? So what they're saying is that the mass, according to its actual size, is you can't even express how big it is. So if something like that was to actually come in, hit our atmosphere, and come in, and as it's dissipating, it's literally kind of going to go completely through our Earth, but it's going to create. It's so minuscule itself. It's so minuscule, but its mass, like its gravitational pull behind it, is so big that it can disperse that much energy. So it's not going to cause any damage itself, but its shock wave, its energy wave, is going to do that.
It's interesting. Can I sidetrack for a second?
Sure.
So have you seen, or actually have you heard, they recorded a black hole, the audio of it? This is a while ago. I mean, this was going all over the internet, like, I don't know.
I think so. I think I heard it
8 months ago or something. Yeah. It's very like ominous. It's just like this like humming thing.
Yeah, like it goes, candy.
No.
Moody, back me up. Stop being a bitch. You're pissing me off.
Come on, Moody.
You're being a
muted?
bitch. No, he's not muted. He's just being a bitch.
I was physically muted by John.
No, I did not mute you. I promise.
This is 200 episodes, boys. I think you should both express your love to each other.
But Moody, am I at least describing correctly, like the status of this thing and what it is?
Yeah, I like the way I looked at it was like when you see those videos of a fucking like a slow-mo of an apple getting shot by a bullet.
Oh yeah,
and it's just like the way that it goes when it goes in, it still has the energy to like.
It takes pieces with it too.
Blow backwards out of, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I pictured it. Anyways, I mean,
that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, I mean
that's a good one.
It's insane that the amount of energy that these things actually like have around them. That's why like a black hole, they say that it will literally suck in anything around it because the gravitational pull and its mass around it is. I mean, you can't even. Trying to express the size outside of it.
Could that be the answer to spontaneous human combustion?
No, that's just
a tiny black hole hits somebody and they burst into ash.
That would have to be like the most
the Thanos
minuscule,
snap, right?
microscopic, like you're talking like subatomic.
But that's what they're talking about, like what this is basically. In a way.
Yeah. I can't say no. It's not. But I mean, okay.
We may have just solved.
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
Greatest mystery ever.
So the second of these things they have in this, right? In this article. So the bright blue tube. Okay. So the air around the passing black hole would heat to between 10,000 and 100,000 degrees Celsius. That's hot as fuck. So most of the radiation from the shock front would be ultraviolet rays. The accompanying plasma column would therefore appear blue. Okay. The quote, these results agree well with the eyewitness reports of the event with the measurements of the pattern of throwdown of trees at the site. End quote. And that's what these guys say. Mm-hmm. So everyone said that they saw like blue lights. Okay. So they're saying because of that, the heat would strike a match or grab a lighter. And if you look down at the bottom of it, the hottest part of that's the blue part of the flame.
Sure.
So that's what they're saying they saw. Okay.
Yeah, but not everything caught on fire though, right? It was more just kind of laid down. Like if you look at all the trees in the pictures, they're like flattened.
I mean, they were, sorry, go ahead, Moody.
They also said it, well, I'm just saying they also said it was more of a searing heat than a fire, right? So if it was super fucking heated, it's just going to be like that quick, like flash heat where it's not going to actually like
arc flash
catch things on fire. It's just going to, yeah, exactly.
Like, have you ever like had, I don't know, went out and like started a fire or whatever, and I don't know, we're hillbillies, so like put gasoline on it, and all of a sudden it goes, and all of a sudden your eyebrows are gone or whatever. Like it didn't burn your face, but it singed the hairs in your face, right?
Right.
It's an intense heat. intense. Like
Well,
at that
the
moment,
gas is combusting.
right, but it's intense. It's a fast flash.
Yeah.
So basically,
So
the
where the
bark
gas
would be
come
like
from?
your eyelashes or eyebrows.
Say what?
Chainsaw
What'd you
again?
say?
I said, well, in your analogy, then like the bark that got singed off or whatever would be like your fucking eyebrows.
Right,
'Cause,
same
like
thing.
The heat,
Yeah.
that intense heat, like blew the bark off and singed the bark, but didn't burn the trees.
Right.
It makes sense, but like what ignited it? And what ignited right?
What ignited what?
The blast.
Well, it was
the speed,
ignited.
The speed and the mass of the black hole generated so much heat. That's what ignited it.
But where did it go?
It's like friction,
Well,
dude.
that's
like,
okay. That's the problem.
Right.
We're going to talk about that here for a
Like I
second.
could buy that, but then like would there be evidence of
And
it
that's what
going
we're going to
somewhere?
talk about. Actually, I was talking to my wife about this earlier, and she's like, "Well, what's on the other side of like Siberia, like in the world or whatever?" And she looked, and it's just the Pacific Ocean, I believe,
it's like the middle of the ocean.
middle of the ocean. So we don't know.
Fucking James Cameron was right. The Abyss.
Maybe,
It was that ship.
maybe it's
God
possible.
Damn it. He's always right.
So now the
You
third
just,
one,
You could just take that sub down there and find out, I guess, right?
just don't use the other sub with the Sega controller. Don't do that. That's bad news.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's not too soon. That was
No,
old.
it's not too soon. I
Have
don't
you
give a
seen the
shit.
video of that? The recreation of how it would have happened?
Dude, it was
And they just basically turned into diarrhea in a second. There's like
instantaneous. Yes,
done.
because the amount of pressure they had on them, it's instantaneous.
You know what the saddest part about that was? There was a young kid that his dad made him go.
Yeah, that's
was
young.
like-
I thought he was like
16, 17, something like that.
yeah.
No, he was older. He was older than that. I think.
I thought he was
Are
like
you sure?
19 or something.
Yeah, he was
But
like 18 or
regardless, he
19.
only went
I
because
mean,
it was
either
his
way.
dad's birthday. I read. Like it was his dad's
His
birthday
mom was
gift.
supposed to go.
Yeah, and she was afraid of being under the water.
Yeah.
And so the kid went and he turned into diarrhea. That's crazy.
Well, the worst part about that for them is that the waiting, but when it happened, they didn't feel shit.
No,
It
but
was
I mean,
done. It was done within our minds cannot even fathom how fast.
yeah,
that
they said it was
happened.
like 0.1 millisecond
Yeah,
or
we
something.
can't even
something crazy.
we cannot even fathom how fast it
And
took
you can't
place.
feel pain to like 0.5 milliseconds
Yeah.
or something.
So
like that.
they didn't feel shit, and they went, and thankfully, because what a horrible thing. And that dude should feel. Oh, well, he ain't feeling anything right now. But anyway.
Yeah.
So all right, and third one on this, they're on their list. So no crater, right? No crater, which is my big thing on this. Where I'm like,
Or
why is there no impact crater?
is there a crater and it's like Wakanda? It's got a cloak over it and you just can't see it.
And that's why we have him on the show, folks.
I mean, I know there's other people thinking it. I'm just representing.
No, there's not. There's not at all. Nobody was thinking that.
Chime in the comments, folks. Let me know.
All right, so since the black hole would leave no crater or material residue, it explains the mystery of the Tunguska event, they said. Okay, quote, it would enter the Earth and the rigidity, thank you, of the rock would allow no underground shockwave because of its high velocity and loss of only a fraction of its energy in passing through the Earth. The black hole should nearly follow a straight line through the Earth, entering at 30 degrees to the horizon and leaving through the North Atlantic. So it's an Atlantic, I'm sorry. So end quote. So that's
Gotta be one of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got two options. So at the exit point, there would be another shock wave and sea surface disturbance. So Jackson and Ryan suggested that oceanographic and shipping records could be studied to see if any surface or underwater disturbances were observed. It'd be cool to go back and see if maybe at this time when this took place,
I'm already on it.
if on the other side of the world,
Already on it. I'm looking up hurricanes.
look up
Because I want to see.
tsunamis.
Yeah, that's all right. Let me see.
Yeah,
There was hurricanes, only a category 3, but
because I'm thinking like
I was thinking the exact same
that
thing.
would
as
have
you,
to cause
right?
a tsunami on the other side of it. If it went through the Earth and it still had that energy going through it,
By the way, why does tsunami have a T?
because it's
Why?
It's German.
What is the point?
It's German.
Do you think like the guy who invented the word just fucked up the spelling and he's like, well, I'll just leave it?
No, I'm assuming it's Japanese. Is what I would assume that would be.
Tsunami?
Yeah, tsunami.
Tsunami. Like General Toes?
Like Sao.
So's?
Like General Tso's chicken.
General Tso's chicken?
Yeah, right.
There was an earthquake and a tsunami in 1908.
In the
I'm
Atlantic?
trying to see where, though.
Dude, we might be uncovering some shit here, Moody.
Doesn't say
Probably not.
1908.
He said probably not. Would you stop being a bitch?
I'm just saying. Somebody probably already checked this.
Wait a second. 1908 Messina tsunami.
Messina, California?
More than 80,000 people were killed.
Holy shit.
Where's Britannica?
It's an encyclopedia.
I know. Just testing you. Just want to see.
I was going to say the same thing. That's an encyclopedia.
This isn't saying where though. Oh, at the toe of Italy is where it was. 80,000 people in 1908 though.
No, that wouldn't be on the other side of
What if
Siberia.
it bounced around inside the Earth's center and came out there? Right?
Is this like the Kennedy magic bullet now?
I mean,
The magic black hole theory.
Yes.
could be.
I mean, listen, honestly, we don't know. So anything's possible. So scientists quickly pointed out, which is hilarious, that that they had a lot of holes in their theory. Get it? Holes. So their theory included that there was no exit event at the corresponding coordinates on the other side of the Earth, among other things. And we still think it's pretty awesome. So yeah. So what they're saying is that they never had an exit for this thing. So it never, they're saying that it went through the Earth, and when it did, it dissipated. But why did the energy just stop then? So scientists are like, well, there has to be an exit.
Mm-hmm.
And
Does there though? They don't fucking know. It's all theoretical.
yeah,
physics
it's
and
all
shit.
theory. Yeah, exactly. It's all theory. So I have no idea. I don't know. I still think it's awesome.
The size of like a fucking proton or something like that. Like, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, it could have hit like David Blaine's great-great-grandfather, and that's why he can do some crazy magic. It was just passed down bloodlines. 23 and
That's true. It
Right.
could be. Yeah.
Why did you bring him back?
Anyway, it's a cool theory, and we think it's awesome. So, I mean, the black holes would literally only be the size of an atomic nucleus, but their
Yeah, there you
mass would be like way bigger, which is crazy to think about. Like the size of an asteroid, it would be the mass of the of these freaking things. You know what I mean? Like it's just crazy to think about. That something like that could happen.
Would have been cool to see. Like if you were on a hilltop nearby and you could watch the whole thing and then try to explain it to like the other villagers.
Yeah, but they probably thought it was like, I don't know, a dragon or some shit.
A dragon?
You know?
It's
You know what I mean?
1908.
I mean, it's 1908, but it's Siberia. You know what I mean?
I mean, okay.
You know? Siberia, 1908.
Actually,
Well, wait, let's give it to the resident
there's a
Viking.
theory. There is a theory later, though, that kind of plays into that whole thing.
To a dragon?
Close and well, no, not a dragon, but
But-
definitely along those lines.
Right. So, obviously, this whole thing, like primordial black holes are sometimes put forward as a possible doomsday scenario. And here is a theory suggesting that 1908 Tunguska event was a black hole just zipping through Earth. I love that theory. I don't know. I just like that theory. You know,
I think it's awesome.
yeah. So yeah, there's that. What is it? Beef boots, right there. That beef boots. Yeah,
Beef boots.
that's a good one. Even though it seems to be disproved, there's no proof it didn't happen. So we're gonna say it did. That's what we do. Now, Jeff
Yes, sir.
and Moody.
Yeah,
How about aliens?
I mean,
course.
always.
All right.
absolutely.
So Moody and of course Jeff, they love their alien fodder.
Oh, yeah.
So in late 1945, Soviet science fiction author Alexander Kazantsev wrote a story about how an exploding nuclear-powered alien spaceship from Mars
Now we're talking.
crash landed on Earth to cause the Tunguska event. We're going to call him Mr. K. Mr. K visited the ruins of Hiroshima, a city, we all know Hiroshima. It was a city devastated by nuclear explosion. Near the explosion's epicenter, he noticed still standing trees with their leaves and branches ripped off by the sheer force of the pressure wave. Okay.
Did he also go to Nagasaki?
It's God damn it. No.
It's like
No. But
it's like the Great Value Walmart version of Nagasaki.
it's the Wish.
We don't have Nagasaki, but we have Nagasaki.
Got it from Wish.
Yeah. Buy two, get one free.
Damn it.
Yeah.
It's like I can't ever escape it. So anyway, so we know that.
You think after 200 episodes you'd be able to get this down, right?
Nope. That's just how I work. Yeah, that's fine.
It's actually getting worse at this point.
I'm getting older.
That's
so,
good. That's good.
So again, he saw these trees standing there. So 6 years later, during his visit to Tunguska, he noticed similar patterns here. So no crater and standing trees without any branches or leaves. Because of that, he quickly concluded that the 1908 event had been caused by a massive explosion, probably of nuclear origin. Another point supported the nuclear explosion theory is the burn marks on all the trees around the epicenter. Forest fires caused by meteor explosions would burn the trees all around. However, marks only on one side indicate concentrated short-term radiation heat as a like during a nuclear explosion. Now, to be honest, this is the one that I'm kind of like, I love the black hole theory, but this is the one I'm like, somebody was fucking with nuclear shit, dude.
Yeah,
for sure.
Could be.
They were. But my problem is that it's Russia.
Yeah, but weren't they always ahead of everything?
Not really.
I mean, you've seen Stranger Things.
I mean, they tried.
They found the other side or the upside down same time under the mall.
I just don't know. I don't know if I can. I mean, maybe, but it's
Wolfenstein.
They technically beat us to space. So
they did beat us to space too.
See?
Yeah. But in 1908,
and what? Not a better place. Just take it out in the middle of nowhere to test it.
Yeah.
Shoot it up. I don't know how many feet, so it didn't burn the trees. It just knocked them all down and stripped them. Right. And then they're like
unpopulated.
Then they're like, oh, we got to go back to the drawing board. Let's never do this again.
So it's possible,
I don't
right?
know. Seemed pretty successful to me. I don't know.
Yeah, it worked for sure. But then, okay, if it was that successful, then why not use that as a deterrent during like World War I? And so, I mean, moving forward from
how
there.
do you know Putin's not saving it?
He wasn't around in 1908.
Maybe they put it away for him.
The technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that if you had that capability, unless it was like a one shot, and then
have the technology.
Sorry. All right. So we found a sister theory to this whole thing that some Russian scientists put forth after finding a metal object in Polygus. It's a small little city.
Uh-oh.
Quote, explorers believe they have discovered blocks of an extraterrestrial technical device.
This is my theory that I like.
Is this like the Hellraiser box?
No.
The little puzzle box?
So the article stated, adding that they assumed it was the one that had crashed in 1908.
We came.
After dismissing a century's worth of scientific investigation into natural theories for the H-bomb-sized explosion. H-bomb-sized explosion, remember that, folks. The article concluded, quote, the only real explanation can be linked with powerful electromagnetic phenomena, presumably of an artificial origin.
Nice.
So the head of the expedition, Yuri Lavdin. Oh, Yuri.
Yuri's back.
There's a lot of them.
It's our Yuri.
I mean, it's a pretty good name. So he told journalists that his team had concluded that the object moved from west to east, which we talked about, right?
Yeah.
No, so no, wait, hold on.
No, north.
So, yeah, we said initially that it was from, okay, so he says from west
southeast.
to east. Yeah.
Right.
So not
They're saying
from
it was going
southeast.
the other way.
On its approach to the explosion zone. Using satellite photographs, he identified search areas near the town of Polygus, and that is where he located the metal fragments here. So Lavbin, old Yuri here, reported that he knew all along that a UFO had caused the crash and that his expedition had been organized to find the proof. In his scenario, a natural object threatened to destroy Earth, but aliens intervene to save our planet.
Dude, I like
yeah.
that one. That one's cool.
Quote, I am fully confident and I can make an official statement that we were saved by some forces of a superior civilization.
That's his official statement.
That's
Some
his
fucking
statement.
aliens blew some shit up.
Yep. Quote,
That's awesome.
He goes on to say, quote, they
so
exploded this enormous meteorite that headed toward us with enormous speed.
I mean, because that could have been, if that was a meteor, that would have been like an extinction event, right?
I mean, yeah.
Tsunamis and everything.
But we've had multiples of those.
Well, I know, but I mean,
we've had like, what, seven or nine throughout the history of Earth.
Depends on who you
right.
Depends on who you listen to, because there's a lot of theories about that floating around now too.
What's that one? The Greater Dryas.
I listen to
theory?
Sciences. That's why I listen to Sciences.
That's the one where the Greater Dryas. That's the one that supposedly
with the waves and everything that came through.
Yeah, like they think that there was greater civilizations or more advanced than us,
like advanced, super advanced
Atlantis and all that. With
for sure,
crazy tools and how they built the pyramids, and then that wiped.
It wiped them all out.
It was a common event that it wiped everything out and turned into an ice age.
Dude, you ever seen the fucking what is it the tunnels that they dug back in the fucking whenever days or whatever, where like you could walk through these fucking tunnels, and the tunnels went through all of like what is it, the Middle East?
I think there's some under like Turkey and shit too.
They're still finding more rooms in the pyramids.
Yeah,
like today.
Yeah,
because they're doing the scanning.
You say they were finding more brooms in the pyramids.
Brooms, yes.
Yeah,
brooms.
Because they'd like to keep it clean.
Right. They had
it's very sandy.
A lot of dust over there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But no, dude, I fully believe that, okay, as far as Atlantis and their contrived, whatever, their obligatory idea of what Atlantis is, I do believe that there obviously had to been like civilizations that were advanced. And then what happened is some shit went down like that, which could happen with us at any point in time and wipe us off the fucking map. And then all of a sudden this new whatever is going to go, there was never any people listening to some shitty this thing called podcasts. You know what I mean? Like it's to me, it's not feasible to think that there was not at least some sort of advanced people back then.
Well, you look at those structures and there's no way. We don't have the tools and the technology today to do it. Like
I'm not even talking about like the pyramids and stuff. I'm talking about
that's the one that gets me the most though. I mean,
but I've seen shit where they actually like showed.
I think there's crazier things out there than the pyramids that can't be explained by even modern technology though. Just the way some of these ancient sites were built, like the precision and stuff that we can barely do now, but they had like the way the stones were cut and how they were put together.
Well, that's the same thing with the pyramids.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
They proved, at least the thing I saw, they proved they actually made, because they were a lot smarter than people think they were back then. Everyone thinks they were a bunch of dummies or whatever. But they actually made like molds and they poured shit into it like clay, and they made the stones and they moved the stones up there because they weren't slaves at the point in time. Well, not at that point in time, but they weren't really considered slaves. Okay, they weren't like, it wasn't slave labor. They were treated well. They were given a good a living or whatever, and these guys worked on this thing for the kings or whoever it was at the time. Now, if you go and look at like what the fuck is it?
Stonehenge?
Thing called, no, the Pragma. There's so many of them out there, dude, and we're gonna touch on them because there's some shit where you're like, okay, why is this? It's just a mound, and then you dive into it, and it's like, why are all these tunnels going down, and where are they going, and like Moody was saying, the precision made in doing these things, but yet that civilization is no longer around.
Right.
Guess they weren't so fucking smart after all, were they?
Well, have you ever heard the one about the LSD in the vases? The vases?
No.
You know, the ceramic vases they used to make back in the day and the goblets and whatnot? They've found like traces of LSD inside of them.
So were they being dosed or were they taking it?
Well, they're thinking like when you see a lot of like the drawings inside the pyramids and whatnot, that was all caused by hallucinations of being not sober.
Well,
I guess is the best way to put it.
They did some crazy shit back then, man.
You know, so I mean,
they did.
Who knows?
I mean, there's a lot of old like civilizations that like the Native Americans did that shit with like peyote and stuff like that. Like
they did.
Like, and you look at like some of the older ones, like you use like the shamans and shit. Like that's what they did. They would get all fucked up and high. So you have their like visions or whatever they were, and that's what they would go by.
We should do that now that it's legal in Ohio.
All right, so let's talk about some geophysical hypothesis here, okay? So the Soviet scientist Andrei,
3000.
Alkhwatawa.
That'd be awesome if that's who it was.
It would be awesome.
We're going to call him Andre, all right? Andre 0000. Favored a purely geophysical interpretation of the Tunguska event at the end of the 1980s. He was followed by...
This is kind of touching on what Jeff mentioned earlier.
Oh, the volcano?
Yes.
Nice.
So he was followed by the German astrophysicist Wolfgang... This dude's name.
Wolfgang Puck?
No, it's Wolfgang Kunt.
Get out of here.
It's Kundt.
That's too bad. That's too bad for that guy.
So I'm going to say it's Kunt, but it sounds like cunt. So yeah. Who argued that it was a volcanic eruption.
Aha.
According to this, the event could be explained as an explosion of 10 million tons of natural gas that escaped through cracks from an underground natural gas reservoir under high pressure, rose to high atmospheric layers at high speed, ignited by frictional electricity, and burned in a flame front down to the point of emission. Okay, so a flame front. So it just had a fireball that basically came out and just boom. This would explain the different directions of movement of the bright luminous phenomenon reported by witnesses. Also, a slight earthquake and strange atmospheric luminous phenomena observed in the days before the explosion could be related to this. And as we stated earlier, it is also reported that there was an unusually bright night sky in Europe and Asia in the days following the event. For example, it was possible to read a newspaper in the light at midnight in London. That's how bright the sky was from this whole thing.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, it could be, right? It could be a volcano that comes up. I mean, I believe...
Booty, what's the one? Is it in Yellowstone that they said if it goes, it's a super...
Volcano?
Yeah, is that the one that's like it'll wipe out Earth?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, is that the what is it, the grand, what's the one that's there that always, the geyser?
Old Faithful?
No, Old Faithful? Is that the one?
It's literally a giant volcano that's like under the entirety of fucking Yellowstone Park.
Yeah.
And if it ever, I guess the likelihood of it going off in our lifetime is minuscule to none. But if it decides that it ever like would want to explode, it would basically take out half the Earth.
It's a zero-sum game.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And it's under Yellowstone?
Yeah, there'd be so much ash and nuclear winter from it that everything would just done.
Holy shit.
It'd be basically another extinction event, yeah.
Yeah. However, if you remember the old Superman movie, Christopher Reeves from the 80s, he could fly backwards really fast in reverse time and save us.
He can't do shit, he's dead.
Hey now. That's true.
I mean, you're both right, so I'm going to give you that.
I mean,
you're both right. He is dead, but he can fly backwards.
You're both correct, yes. He did do that. However, he is no longer around to save us.
That's true.
So now, if we can believe the shamans of the Evenki tribe who lived in the area for thousands of years, and we talked about them earlier, they're the ones with all the deer, the Tunguska event was caused by Agda, the god of thunder himself.
I thought that was Thor.
This is what I was talking about earlier, though, when you were like dragons and crazy shit like that. There was these people believed literally that it was the gods caused it.
It was Akulina, an Evenki woman, said the mighty wind had flattened the tent where she and her husband Ivan had been sleeping. A brilliant burst of light blinded them, and she lost consciousness as a rising whirlwind lifted them off the ground. Akulina and the rest of the event camp awakened to a nightmare landscape of swirling smoke from the burning and falling trees. The blast front had lifted Ivan and slammed him into one of the few remaining upright trees. So this shit literally took him in 130 feet from the ragged remnants of the tent he had slept in. Although conscious at first, he died a few hours after from a shock and blood loss, unfortunately, the result of compound fractures of his left arm. Investigators later determined that the Akulina's camp had been more than 20 miles from the blast epicenter. Okay, so that this guy got knocked off his ass, fucked him up, and he died 20 miles away.
Huh.
It threw him 130 feet into a tree.
Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked.
Could you imagine that? You're just like, wee!
Fuck.
Yeah. So dissatisfied by the tribal disputes, Agda reputedly sent, quote, demons with shining eyes and fiery tails to punish the disobedient Evenki men. After the event, the area was declared a sacred and forbidden zone by Evenki tribe members, who then reportedly expelled or killed dozens of Soviet scientific expeditions that ventured into the area of explosion decades after.
Good,
so
fuck them.
They were like, listen, this was a demon. Y'all come in here. I'm gonna fuck you up.
Fire on the mountain, run boys, run.
Yeah, and they fucking did it. So now, speaking of gods, is it possible that one of my favorite people, Nikola Tesla himself, had something to do with the Tunguska.
I was just talking about this when you went to the bathroom. I told Moody, I was like, you guys should do an episode on Tesla because all the crazy stuff that he went through.
He's amazing. And
Like, there's so many stories with
we
that
should.
guy.
We should. So it's doubtful, but still, there's a theory out there. One theory is that Tesla's experiments with wireless transmission may have inadvertently caused the explosion.
And the Bermuda Triangle.
Some theorize that everyone's beloved nutty professor, Nikola Tesla, was testing out some weird phantasmagorical communication device, okay, or super scary energy weapon, or, quote, death ray, and made a big fuck. Tesla was known to be working on a type of wireless torpedo called a teleautomaton, a remote-controlled boat he offered to the U.S. Navy to carry explosives to naval targets. Okay, so
That's pretty cool.
yeah. An airborne version of the teleautomaton, I'm saying that wrong, teleautomaton, that's it. It's got to be, yeah. This device...
I think it's automaton, wouldn't it? Like telautomaton?
Telautomaton?
Are you saying Tauntaun?
Are you saying Pam?
Happy 200, fuckers!
Hello, Miss Lady. Drink up, fuckers. So would you say it again? Say it again. How you said it, Moody?
I don't know. Whatever.
Automaton.
It's a telautomaton.
Telautomaton.
Tamagotchi.
Sounds like something from
Teletubbies?
Star Wars.
Teletubby.
Telautomaton. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So this device was under development as well. Okay. So a airborne version. So they were going to make like a plane that did this as well. And you're
Like
talking
a drone, essentially.
Yeah, a drone.
He was working on a drone, essentially.
Right. Some also believe that if there was a Tesla connection and it was a weapon test, he may have been pressured into it and kept quiet.
By the Russians?
I mean, the Russians, they say, no, stop fucking around.
Or the Americans were trying to fuck with the Russians.
Right. Then there is the theory that Tesla inadvertently caused the massive explosion when trying to get the attention of an explorer friend in the area.
Hey, guy!
Wait. Is that Bill down there? Hey, Bill! Bill!
Hey, he can't hear you. Try a bomb.
Watch this.
Hey, baby!
Hey, baby. Yes. So then he did this. Tesla was always fascinated with the concept of wireless propagation, and he was known to work on, quote, projected wave energy, processes that could create microscopic invisible particles of concentrated energy that could be beamed great distances. This was happening forever ago.
I'm telling you, you got to do an episode on him.
Yes, we have to.
And invite me back because I want to be here for that.
You're coming in for that one. Then.
Yeah.
No.
Often resulting in electrical fireballs, spherical plasmoids, or ball lightning. Why not use it to get someone's attention who's far from a telegram service?
Right.
Of course, this also falls into the secret weapons test category. Can you imagine? He's like, I know it. Oh, he can't hear me. I know.
Just imagine like being that dude. Like you're like out in the middle of Siberia, like just trekking along, trying to find shit. And like something crazy happens. You go home and Tesla's like, hey, did you get my message?
You burnt down 500,000 acres. Yes, I got your message.
Trying to say hi. Did you get my message?
Yes,
I fucking got it, dude.
I'll be over for dinner on Thursday. Thank you. Yes. Appreciate you. Okay, so those are the prominent theories about the Tunguska event.
All right.
So what do our listeners think about it? Please let us know. Go to all our socials. Let us know wherever you can. It's pretty crazy for sure. I mean,
let's recap. We got a meteor.
Yeah, that's the most common one.
And then we have...
There's antimatter.
The antimatter. That was the black hole, right?
Well, black hole, antimatter.
Two different ones,
but yeah, they're kind of assimilated, but yeah.
Okay. And
aliens destroying a comet.
Volcano.
Mm-hmm.
Volcano.
And Tesla paging. Tesla paging somebody, and he left them on red.
Yes.
Which is good. I like that one a lot.
That's pretty much it. So before we get into the movies, Jeff, you're back with us right now.
Yeah.
You already said that you thought about a volcano.
Yeah, that's the most plausible one in my mind, I think.
Yeah?
That makes sense. But just the way the debris was and how it all went down and all the different things that happened, that to me makes the most sense.
Okay.
Like a super eruption Or a microburst eruption, I guess.
Okay. Moody.
He's just
What?
You could tell he was thinking. He was like in this deep train of thought. Like,
So what do you think? Okay. Do you think it's the aliens?
Absolutely,
The alien
I
theory.
think it's aliens.
And not only aliens that did it, aliens that were saving us
that is
from
cool.
something.
That is a cool theory. I like.
So
that one
honestly,
too.
legitimately, my favorite theory is the black hole theory.
I love that one.
But
that's my favorite.
If I had to pick one to stick with, yeah, it's aliens blowing up a comet. Absolutely.
Okay. My
100%.
honest like I
Or
love
some sort of super weapon. I think that's a good one too.
the black hole theory is super cool, but I honestly think that it's got to be, to me, a nuclear testing of some sort seems so feasible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, would it be way
That's like
against?
one of the other really prevailing theories that people always go back to. Is
It
like
just makes sense.
Some sort of nuclear event.
But again, though, but why not use that technology for what?
Because they didn't
30, 40 years
They
later?
probably didn't perfect it yet.
Or maybe it scared the living shit out of them.
Right.
I mean, that's possible.
I mean, why haven't we used nuclear weapons again, right? Because we saw what the fuck it did.
but at least we demonstrated what it can do with Nagasaki and Hiroshima, Nagasaki. But at least we, at least showed, okay, this is what we were capable of. This is like, what'd they say, 5 times greater than that, 10 times, whatever it was.
No, way more than that.
That's insane. That's insane.
So, but I mean, it could have been one of those things that they weren't even trying to do that, and it's something just, you know what I'm saying? Like they were trying to figure something else completely unassociated with that, right? And then that fucking happened, and they were like, "Holy fuck!"
So is it possible?
This has got to go somewhere, you know?
Is it possible that somebody was set and they were told to make a weapon like that, and they were like, "All right, we're going to go out and test this thing," and then they. Okay, who was in charge of Russia at that time, 1908? Was that still the what do you call him with the fucking our boy the guy that Rasputin and shit? Was that the one that he was involved with?
I'm gonna look it up.
At that point, 1908. I don't know. I'm looking too. Yeah.
It was funny though because I grabbed my Google real quick and had Christopher Reeves flying around the planet backwards. That's what made me giggle.
So it has to be
Vladimir Lenin.
It was,
okay.
I was gonna say it might have been like Lenin or somebody like that.
So is it possible that they were like, "Listen, I have this idea," whoever it was, or they were told to do this?
Sure. And what if they fucked it up? I mean, what if they didn't have it all?
Not fuck it up. What if it was like way bigger than they thought?
It was Nikolai II.
Nikolai
was the last emperor of Russia from
you're right.
1894 to 1917.
He's got cross eyes. You see that in the picture?
Yes.
His left eye is like leaning way over and the other one's straight. He's like crazy eyes.
Well, he's the one that fucked it up then.
No wonder why the bomb didn't work.
He's the one that fucked it up. He's like, wait a minute, it goes where? But I'm saying if somebody was like told to do this, or they had the technology, or they were trying it out, and all of a sudden, I don't know, one of you guys might have said it earlier, like maybe it was way bigger than they anticipated.
Sure.
And
That's
they were
what
like,
I'm saying. Yeah.
They were like, oh shit, we cannot fuck with this again.
Right.
Like we're going to destroy everything. But if that was the case, you know how governments work, man. They hold on to everything, any chance to take. Because if you drop something like that over, okay, Russia, let's say let's just say Russia wanted to fucking get rid of China, or at least invade China at the time, because they didn't have remotely half the people they do now. You drop something like this on them, China's now yours.
Yeah, but maybe they were worried that it wouldn't be the same effect. It would be worse or greater, or could
also
potentially
real
ruin
quick,
the Earth.
It was like me, one and done.
Throw off the atmosphere and everything. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Real quick though, around that time is when Rasputin was involved with Nikolai.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that
That's
was
our
around
boy.
the time that Rasputin was like
Fucking-
getting involved with shit.
Rasputin.
Yeah.
Fucking
It
love
was 1907 is when he kind of became involved with Nicholas II.
What if it was Rasputin?
You think he just went Super Saiyan and exploded?
He's like, Timothy! Maybe.
Taft was our president, by the way.
Oh, man.
William Howard
Old
Taft.
fatty. He was a big old fatty, wasn't he?
Yeah. No, Taft wasn't fat, was he?
I think he was the big fat guy. Oh, wait.
Let me look
That's
at
Roosevelt.
images.
Roosevelt was
fat
fat.
person?
No, Roosevelt.
No, Taft was a big boy.
Oh,
Was he?
Yeah, he had the Wilford Brimley mustache, the diabetes mustache.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Well, anyway, we want to know what you guys think.
Diabetes.
It's 200 fucking episodes of this crazy monstrosity of a podcast.
Holy.
And we want to know what you think. What sounds most logical to you? Like, I mean, we kind of laid out how it goes and what we know about it. What makes most sense. So in the meantime, we're going to head into, that little thing that, do you want to do it?
What's that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do it?
I don't know if I remember, but I'll wing it here.
Yeah.
All right.
You ready?
And now, the time by the movies. Sit back, grab your popcorn, and we're going to talk about movies today. I was close.
I don't even know what.
I was close. I was so
You
close.
were not close at all.
You want to know something funny, by the way? Just a fun fact. So I did an hour and a half on average, because that's pretty much your episodes, right? They're on average an hour and a half.
Roughly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
200 of those equals 12 and a half days. That's how long you've done the podcast for.
Jesus.
That's it?
Well, full days. I mean, 12 and a
Yeah, but
half
that's-
full days.
I mean,
that's
that's
it.
like a
That's
week
it.
and a half, dude.
That's
All
a
this
lot,
bullshit
though.
for a week and a half's worth of material.
There you go.
Come on, man.
So basically, if you were to stream every episode from 1 to 200, it would take you about 12 and a half, roughly 13 days.
That's pretty awesome.
Pretty cool to know.
I like that. Yeah.
All right. Now to the movies today.
So we are talking about the top 10 Russian horror films.
Oh, God.
Oh.
This will be good.
This is literally from RussianFilmHub.com.
They have their own.
Please be careful when watching this.
Instead of Rotten Tomatoes, it's Rotten Vodka.
Yes. Rottenborsch.
Negative 2 story.
Welcome to Rottenborsch.com. Yeah. All right. So we're, oh boy, I don't think I've seen any of these, to be honest with you. Boy. All right. We're going to see if Moody's the weird movie guy. So we're going to see. So
Weird movie guy.
number one here. Well, the first. I don't know if they're in any order, but we'll start down here. The Queen of Spades from 1916.
I'm going to look these up while
Anyone?
you say them because I just want to see what they look
Nope.
like.
It says, here's one for the ultra old school. Silent films often have a horror-like quality to them, no matter what genre. The gray underworld style picture quality, the unspeaking, unsounding characters, the monotone kingdom of shadows, it all takes you to a spooky place that doesn't feel like real life.
The cast, it's all like today, people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
1916, dude. This happened right after the Tunguska event happened. You know what I mean? The Queen of Spades is an early horror film about gambling and secrets that early cinema enthusiasts will surely enjoy watching. Who's in it?
You have Anton Walbrook, Giovanni Mitchell,
Oh, yeah, I love him.
Edith Evans, who got kicked out of the movie for being too lippy.
She was hot, though.
Ronald
She was
Howard,
hot.
not Ron Howard, the director, but Ronald Howard.
It'd be amazing if it was Ron
Interesting.
Howard.
Michael Medwin and Mary Gerald. That's
Yeah.
a good cast right there, guys.
Mary Gerald.
Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're all gone.
Yeah.
All right. From 2007, the next one here is Dead Daughters.
What?
Dead Daughters is an art house why can't I say that? Art house horror film set in
Which means
present day
it
Moscow.
sucks.
What?
Which means it sucks.
Is that what that means? What is an art house horror film? I don't know.
Yeah, I
what that
don't
means.
know what that means either.
Is it like artsy fartsy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like real highbrow
It
horror.
got some pretty bad scores.
Yeah. Oh, is there any reviews?
There's a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh boy.
And then a 4 out of 10 on IMDb.
In it, the ghosts of three girls killed by their insane mother haunt random, Muscovites with gruesome intentions. After picking their victim, they watch over them for 3 days. If during this period the victim's moral standards do not meet their mark, the girls
Damn.
brutally murder them.
Brutally married.
Which is kind of like
That's a
murder.
whole other movie
Yeah, it's
right
kind of like
there,
murder.
dude.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see.
I got brutally married last year.
Now, the next one up is The Green Elephant. Let's see. From 1999. First off, absolutely do not watch this movie unless you are 18 and over. It is extremely grotesque. Oh shit.
Now I'm going to go watch that right after.
Yeah. Anyway, Green Elephant is probably the most recognizably horror. It says recognizably horror genre Russian horror film to Western audiences. That's the sentence. Did someone in Russian write this? With a little bit of salo mixed in. This little known film is a psychedelic exploitation film full of. So
that Salo is that movie was basically it's banned in a lot of places. It's basically about these rich people that get a bunch of teenagers and take them to an island and make them do all kinds of weird shit to each other and to them.
So they changed the name to Epstein.
It's Epstein now. It's essentially like, that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
So it's nice knowing you guys.
Movie.
Bye. Hello, my name's Hillary.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's a psychedelic exploitation film full of violent scenes, graphic but often hilarious language, and disturbing messages. Actually, the film is so troubling that it's banned from mainstream theatrical distribution in Russia. Nevertheless, it has somewhat of a cult following, and notorious quotations from it make their way on Russian memes and copy pasta.
Do you think Chainsaw streamed that on his phone at the truck stop while he's trying to sleep?
I hope so.
Wait a minute. What does it say that it's called on there?
Dead Daughters?
No. Is it just Green Elephant?
Green Elephant, yeah.
Oh, the other one? Green Elephant. Sorry. Yeah, the Green Elephant.
Because when I pulled it up on here, it comes up as Green Elephant Calf.
No, you got to take that out. I tried that too. But if you take that out, then you can see the actual one.
No, it comes up on here. It's the same thing. 1999 Russian psychedelic exploitation movie. Like, I'm getting the same thing. It's on Wikipedia.
I don't know. The Green Elephant.
It's just like I guess it's like an alternate title.
It's in the related search category for Gummo. Remember that? So it's like one of those kind of movies.
We just talked about Gummo a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, we did. We brought that up.
Yeah. So next one is from 1979, Dead Mountaineers Hotel. It's an Estonian sci-fi film based on the eponymous book by the Arkady and Boris Strugatsky brothers. But the same writers behind Stalker, I guess that's a movie. After an anonymous tip brings a detective out to a hotel in the Alps, he soon discovers it was a false alarm and then decides to stay the night, which who wouldn't? However, soon an avalanche cuts the hotel off from the outside world and the strange supernatural events start to occur. It sounds like the Jack Nicklaus movie.
Shining?
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like Shining. Yeah.
Maybe it's their version.
So just real quick, that Green Elephant movie, I'm just reading about the plot. And apparently there is a scene where a prisoner defecates on a plate that he shares with another person, smears himself in feces, and eats some of it.
All right.
Oh, dear Lord.
Speaking of that,
where are you going with it?
Speaking of that, did you guys know that 2 Girls, 1 Cup was fake?
I would hope so.
It recently came out that was actually ice cream.
I would hope so.
That was ice cream.
Yeah.
Like they came out and showed and explained how they did it.
I never watched it, so I don't.
You've never seen that?
Fuck no, I don't.
Oh my god, it's
shit.
the funniest
Unfortunately, thing I did. I watched it.
We all did.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. Yeah. It was bad.
I think we were at band practice one day, and somebody's like, "Ooh, check this out."
Ugh, so bad.
Well, anyways, it ended up being ice cream.
Even the vomiting scenes.
Yeah, it was all ice cream.
Oh, bastards!
Also, the captain. This is more of it. The captain. One of the captains subjects one of the guys to oral sex, muttering the names of Japanese carrier ships at Pearl Harbor.
Oh my god, dude!
Driven to insanity.
Can you imagine being the actor? Like, I got to get this paycheck, and the director's like, "All right, so for this scene, you're gonna take a big healthy shit on this plate, and guess what, buddy? You're gonna eat it." The guy's like, "I really need a paycheck."
There's more. It gets even better.
Oh no!
Driven to insanity, the guy beats the captain with a pipe, bites off his face, then sodomizes him with it and tears out his trachea making another guy blow into his trachea like it's an elephant's trunk.
Wait, hold on. Say that again. Hold on. Bring that back. What?
The dude that was getting forced to do oral sex, he goes insane, beats the captain up with a pipe and bites off his face.
Okay.
Then he sodomizes him and tears out his trachea, and then he makes another guy blow on the trachea pretending like it's an elephant trunk.
What the fuck?
I mean,
I'm good on that. I'm good on that whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm good. Where did you find this fucking list?
On Canadian, or wait, was it Russian?
RussianFilmHub.com. Yeah.
There you go, man.
Next one is 1991's Daddy, Father Frost is Dead. Okay, released right before the fall of the Soviet Union. This movie reflects the hopelessness many Soviets felt during this time. They knew something was wrong, but they couldn't speak up and put their finger on the problem. Reflecting this, the film is almost mute. You'll hear pretty much only sounds, not speech. It's as if the characters are trying to say something but simply can't. Like Silverhead's Daddy, Father Frost is Dead features some strange scientific experiments and its share of disturbing events to watch. Okay, that's that one.
Well,
Okay.
Which is funny because the next one is that one that we mentioned, 1999, Silverheads.
Yeah.
So Silverheads is an eccentric science fiction film. Oh, it says flick. Sorry. Flick about a group of scientists who run a secret experiment trying to combine man and tree.
That's how you know it's not a serious thing, because he says flick instead of film.
Okay.
He's more laid back than most people.
oh,
Working in the middle of the secluded forest, they think they're all alone. However, strange creatures from past experiments roam around them.
Nice.
Next
Very
one's
nice.
1988, Mr. Designer. It's an eerie, mystical drama about an artist who dreams of bringing his magnificent mannequins to life.
dude, that sounds awesome.
One day,
They made that movie. It's called Mannequin.
it's called Mannequin,
Right.
yeah. One day,
Nothing's gonna stop us now.
and if this world is gonna... Sorry. One day he succeeds in doing this, but the results are far worse than he expected. Well, this is by no means a Scar movie in the Western sense. It's a spooky story that's well worth experiencing, a haunting take on an artist who dared to play God.
Ooh.
Next up is 10 Little Indians from 1987. 10 Little Indians, a.k.a. And Then There Were None. Oh, I know this movie.
I've seen. Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually think I've seen this one.
It's a disturbing psychological thriller based on the novel by the incomparable English writer Agatha Christie. There you go. The Soviet film adaptation tells the story of 10 strangers who gather for a dinner party. The thing is, none of them know who invited them, and none of them are... and now they're all stuck on an isolated island with nowhere to go except for into their dark pasts. So it's like Clue, but but not as...
Yeah, they start dying one by one, and
Yeah.
then, you know.
Next one is Vi, V-I-Y. Vi, is that Vi or V? Vi?
I don't fucking speak Russian.
All right. 1967. Generally considered the most famous Russian horror film. In this delightful film based on the Gogol tale.
Clearly.
The Gogol tale of the same name, a young priest attempts to save the soul of a witch with which he has a sordid... Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Has a backstory after an altercation between the coma slays her. Yeah, there's just a lot. Vi is a beautiful film to behold. The best version to watch with English subtitles is actually on Amazon.
Oh.
Okay. And then there is Come and See.
This movie's fucked up. I've seen this movie.
So you
It's a
have
war
actually seen
movie.
this one.
I've seen this one. It's a war movie.
So one of
It's-
these. Okay.
It's fucking brutal, dude.
So the infamous film by Ilym Klimov is often considered the best war movie. It literally says considered the best war movies and most horrifying film of all time.
The best war movies.
The best war movies. Set in Belarus during World War II, Come and See Me may leave you feeling numb and devastated after watching it. The film dramatizes the true events of the war, which saw German occupiers and collaborators burn 628 Belarusian villages with their residents to the ground. Yikes.
Dude, it's a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 8.4 on IMDb.
Oh, shit.
It's a great movie, but it's fucking nuts. And I was talking to this guy that I used to work with about it because he's like a big war nut. And he sent me to I can't remember the website, but he told me to go check it out because of like it talks about the movie. And I guess like there's scenes, they basically like they use real bullets to like get like reactions out of the people like in the movie and stuff like that. There's a scene where the dude, because he's like a kid in the movie, he's like a young dude, and there's like a scene in the movie where he's like hiding behind like a cow, like they're shooting at him and he's like hiding behind like this like cow, like the body of a cow, and they're like legitimately shooting bullets at this cow, like with this kid hiding behind it.
Live rounds?
So it's like Tropic Thunder.
They use live rounds.
It's just like Tropic Thunder, Jeff. Yes. Just like
no, but and like I guess they like all kinds of crazy shit that went on like with this movie to make it as realistic and crazy as fucking possible. And it's nuts, dude. It's nuts.
Crazy. So I'm surprised that what is it? Let the Right One In, or Let the Right Ones In, or whatever it's called. That's not on here because that's a Russian vampire movie, right?
Is that Russian?
I thought that was Russian, or is that German? No, I got to look it up. Hold on. Let the Right One In. Right here. Here it goes. Oh, that's not it.
Well, there's the remake, but they did a remake not that long ago.
I thought this shit was Russian. Great movie, by the way. It was awesome.
What if you let the wrong ones in?
Stockholm. Okay, so it's not. Okay.
Swedish, yeah.
It's Swedish,
There is a Let the Wrong One In film.
Is there a
2021? That's funny.
All right, so anyway, go ahead.
Side note,
go ahead.
though, that movie's got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
What?
The original Let the Right One In.
Dude, it's great. It's so great. The remake wasn't bad, but the original was badass too. Yeah, those are both great movies.
It's because Americans ruin everything when they try to remake it.
Of course they do.
Except French fries. We did okay with that.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Right? Because you know I'm right.
Oh, man. So that was the Tunguska event. And, well,
Why'd you go like partial Arnold there?
That was the Tunguska event. Where's my stogie? Tell you right now what I think of it. You know what it was? It was my friend, the Predator. He came in and he landed.
Dude, I saw a reel.
He just took it all out.
I saw an Instagram reel today. You know the scene in Predator where he's got the rock and he's about to smash the Predator's head and he flips up the thing on his wrist to blow the bomb off?
Yeah.
Well, instead, somebody overdubbed Axel F. So when he's in the button, it goes. It was so awesome. I was like, this is great.
That's pretty badass. Well, we want to know what you guys think about this whole event. I mean, what could it have been? Was it nuclear? Was it aliens coming in to stop the meteorite that everyone thought was coming to hit us?
Was it a gateway to another dimension?
Was it a volcano?
Yeah.
Or was it Chainsaw? Just emitting gas out of his ass again.
I think it's Chainsaw.
Yeah, I do too.
It's possible.
What the fuck?
Was it on a Wednesday? Because that would have been after Chainsaw had Taco Tuesday. So it's plausible. It's a very plausible theory.
It is. It's very plausible. So listen, do us a favor. Make sure to stop over to our official website, themidnighttrainpodcast.com. At our website, you can buy some super sweet. There it is. Merchandise at our store, and you can find all kinds of cool shirts and hats and like phone cases and all kinds of cool stuff over there. And, let us know what you think about things when you're over there. Like, send us a message while you're there.
Beef boots.
All right. And beef boots, the new shirt. And what was the other one?
Oh, God, what was it? I can't remember now.
Oh, come on. We had two shirt ideas just now. Well, beef boots is for sure.
It is. That is a good one.
If you liked what you heard from us, and God, do I hope you do, consider being a show producer by heading to the midnighttrainpodcast.com and clicking on the Patreon button, or to patreon.com/the Midnight Train Podcast. And for as little as just $5 a month, you can get all kinds of cool stuff like custom shirts, custom posters, stickers, all the bonus episodes, which we have a lot of them coming for you. And so
what was the one with Chainsaw?
What?
You did a Patreon with Chainsaw not too long ago.
Oh, the truckers.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was it good?
The killer truckers. Yeah, it was a 2-part, dude.
How did he do?
And he was awesome.
Was he?
Yeah, it was great.
Did he get spooky with it? He's like, and then on a July night.
No, he spooked me out.
Really?
He spooked me out because every time I'm talking about it, I'm like, yeah, and it was on this road. He's like, oh, yeah, I go there all the time. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
He's been everywhere.
Yeah, he's like, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere. Yeah, like he's been every place that I talked about. He's like, yeah, I've been there before. I mean,
I would imagine so. Is he still driving trucks?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
He's doing like the oversized shit right now.
That's where the real money's at.
If you're a new listener,
No, that's just Chainsaw.
if you're a new listener and you've made it this far, Chainsaw is a very good friend of ours and a very good friend of the show that's been on here numerous times. He's a great guy. We love him very much, very, very much. And he is a truck driver, and he's scary. He's a large human being.
He's scary.
He is. So listen, if you're a diehard Midnight Train fan and you want to help produce this motherfucker, show your support for the show and say, hey, you know what, you guys, you don't suck too bad. Oh, maybe Moody, you do, but whatever. And then just sign up for Patreon. Okay. So most importantly, share the Midnight Train with everyone. Word of mouth is how you're going to get more passengers on this train here. So seriously, like, let everyone know. Get on there and just tell your friends. Tell your friends about the show. You know what I mean? The best way to do it. Right? Jeff tells
was
us.
anybody watching this, by the way? Did you ever...
Oh, I don't know if they are or not.
Was anybody watching this shit?
I tried to look it up, but I couldn't find it.
Wait, it says stream finished like forever ago.
Maybe you're only allowed so much time.
I don't know. Wait.
I'm looking on the YouTube page. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's not even there. I'll figure it out.
Did you put it on the band's YouTube page on accident? That would be pretty awesome.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, that'd be. Yeah.
David Sean are gonna be like, what the fuck is this?
I'm in. So listen, don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Listen on Spotify, Apple Music, and if you're or Apple Podcasts, I guess. While you're there, leave a review, please. That'd be awesome. Unless it's going to be like a shitty review, and then just send that directly to Moody and just tell him.
Yeah,
like,
that's fine.
Yeah.
Yep. No, please, because then I'm gonna fucking write back to you, and it's gonna be the greatest goddamn thing ever. So
Nice.
Dear Mr. Moody, I love your beard.
I have so much time to waste at work that I will engage with anybody who wants to fucking argue with me. So,
Dude, tell me about this Viking stuff. I saw a bunch of pictures.
What do you want to know?
Like, so is it like a club of people? Like, you guys all meet up and then do all this stuff?
Basically, we like to call it Viking Fight Club. We do it's historical like reenactment, but we do.
Like, do you actually go out there and like camp and like live like a Viking for the weekend or something?
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
No way.
We have like a lot of the guys, and I actually have two like period specific like tents. We have like all the clothing and stuff is like period specific. Everything is whatever. It's basically they call it like living history, and then we go out and train and we fight with axes and swords and shields. And
why can't they do this for Star Wars? I'd be all over that.
We can totally do that, dude.
Could we?
You could totally
yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Why not?
But
we could be like
so that's what we
Jedis
do.
for the
We
weekend.
actually we just hosted an event. Our group hosted an event that is the largest it's the largest gathering of Vikings in the Americas ever, and quite possibly the largest gathering of Vikings in the Western Hemisphere.
Wow.
Ever.
That's pretty cool, dude.
And yeah, the guy, it's actually John. You guys both know him. I think you both know him. Ray Rowe. He's like the leader.
I heard he got hurt. He's not in the WWE anymore.
He still is.
He got some kind of injury or something, right?
He had surgery. He had to have surgery on his neck, so he's temporarily out.
Oh.
But he's the one that started the group and got everything going.
That's pretty cool.
So, okay, what does it take to be an actual Viking? Like, are there...
Well, you got to be a man.
Guideline? Well, no, they have plenty of women.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, there's a bunch of girls that fight women that fight with us.
Really?
So what does it
Dude,
take?
Some of the women that I fought are like way more brutal than the dudes.
And so when we say fought, okay, is this like actual like fighting, or is this like...
Yeah, it's like hand-to-hand combat with swords and axes and shields and shit like that.
Has anybody ever got hurt?
Yeah.
Really?
Is it to the
dude,
death?
Actually, Thursday at practice, the one dude almost fucking lost an eye. He's got a fucking he got hit right under the eye.
That's
And he almost
hardcore.
lost a fucking eye.
But is it to the death?
No. It's basically, so there's different types of fighting that we do. Like the basic one we do is called Western style, which is you have a sword and like either a sword or an axe and like a shield, and you have certain target zones that you have to hit. It's not like whatever. So, and it's basically just to contact. Like if I touch you with my axe in the target zone, that's considered a kill.
So you're LARPing.
You're going like, you're not going. No, it's not LARPing. It's not at all.
You say, don't fucking say it's LARPing.
if you call it LARPing to any of these people, they will fucking lose their shit.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I mean, is that not what it is though?
No, it's not.
It's kind
not
of
No,
like
live action role playing is more of like Civil
That's
War
those idiots that use,
reenactments.
like
when
they
you're
use-
actually like
or-
role playing something.
But aren't they role playing being actual Vikings?
LARPing is the guys that use those big foam fucking swords and go out and beat the shit out of each other that they have no idea what. Like we are literally learning like it's a fight. It's like a martial art basically. Like we're learning how to fight. We're learning like techniques that they used. We're learning how they did like we do like their line fights, like the shield wall shit. We line up and fight each other like that.
So
And-
what is your ethnicity? Your background?
Mine?
Yeah.
I have honestly like it's mostly like English, like Eastern European. And like my sister did the whole ancestry thing, and there's a little bit of like Scandinavian there. But
So do you guys have like a protocol as far as like what ethnicities you're allowed to have in as far as Vikings go?
nope.
So do you have like any
African?
African American members?
There's a bunch of them.
Really?
Not in our group. We don't have any in our group, but there's a couple of guys that are really good fighters that are, yeah.
Really? So there's no like
I mean, the Vikings back in the day, like they were actually a very like diverse group.
I know
I
that
mean-
because I played Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Okay.
and that's all the history you
But no,
need.
and the
I
only
mean,
reason
but
I
think about
ask
it.
is because the African American or the African culture, I guess, at that time they were very southern. So I just were there actual in the past
So-
were there actual
but-
African Vikings?
Well, I mean, think about it. The Vikings
Did you try again?
went
God
like
damn
they
it.
basically conquered fucking like they were all over the place, including like Northern Africa and wherever. You got to think like wherever they conquered and settled, right? They're gonna mingle and mix with the local populations, right?
Okay.
So if you're in Northern Africa or wherever or whatever, like you're gonna end up with mixed race, mixed whatever.
Yeah.
So there was a huge like range of people that were Vikings just because of that fact alone. I mean, the Vikings were the first ones to discover North America, right? I mean, so
That's pretty cool.
they
I saw the pictures
over-
you were posting. I was liking them and stuff, but I always wanted to ask you like how that was. It's cool.
yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it's
We
pretty.
had a great time.
It seems
Nice.
pretty like you guys seem like it's very family oriented as far as like the group
absolutely.
is. You know?
Absolutely, man. It's probably one of the it's probably like the best like group of people that I've ever like been associated with. Like everyone takes care of each other. It's like it's more of a family than just like a thing to do, on the weekends or whatever. So
Like
Good-
dealing with
good for you.
band guys doing sound, right?
I'd much rather be a Viking.
Yeah, yeah. That's a no. That sucks. That whole thing sucks. Well, good for you, buddy. I'd like to come out to just watch, just to
Yeah.
watch one day.
Well, I mean, you know Ray. You're friends with
Yeah,
Ray, right?
yeah.
I mean,
I love Ray. Ray's one of the greatest people ever that I've ever met. So that'd be cool to go
like
out there. And, I
he
didn't know
is,
he fucked his neck up, though.
legitimately. Yeah, I guess he had just from the years of wrestling and shit. Like he had some problems with like the vertebrae in his neck, so they had to go in and there's they got like a titanium plate in there now, and they did a bunch.
My
of
dad
shit.
just did that. He had
So he's
7
out
discs
for-
fused.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's out for like. I think he's going to actually be able to start like lifting a little bit and training with us again soon, but he said he's probably going to be out for another like he's probably like 4 or 5 months of wrestling.
Hmm.
It's going to be
Oh,
a while
that
before he comes
sucks. So now, okay, I haven't talked to him forever, but is the WWE, are they taking care of him as far as like his medical shit? Because I always heard
that I don't know.
I always hear like so much shit that like they don't take care of.
Because they don't have. Like I know that they don't.
They're subcontractors for the most part, right?
They're subcontractors. That's how they get away with like not having to do all that kind of shit. But honestly, I have no idea. I don't know.
But I'm sure he gets royalties from the video games and the action figures and all that shit.
Well, I hope so.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure he's okay, like financially.
All I know is he posts pictures of his little boy Cash, who is the cutest fucking thing, and he takes him out hunting and shit. And what is he like?
The kid's awesome,
like
man.
2 years old, 3 years old, whatever it is.
I think he's three now.
And it's just awesome. Like he takes him out there and he's teaching him how to like be a man, be a Viking.
Do you think you could take Logan out there and teach him how to be a Viking?
No, no, because I don't know how to be a Viking. We'd be out there like, can we just plug this in real quick?
Logan would be like, DoorDash doesn't come out this way.
All right, so listen, before I get into our thanks to all of our Patreons and whatnot, truthfully, 200 episodes, man. Like this is our 200th, and it's been a crazy ride. And Jeff, you and I, we started this thing off forever ago. Freaking,
it's pretty wild, huh?
Like what, 4 or 5 years ago?
At least.
Yeah,
it seems like forever ago, like a lifetime ago.
Yeah, and
back in the garage.
Yeah, back in the Schmudio.
Yeah,
right there. Yeah, that was
with Riley.
Yeah, and his negative ass.
Yes.
But this has been a passion of mine, man. Like I love this. I love learning. Like the again with this the Tunguska event, I knew about it, but I didn't know enough about it. So learning about it that's why I do this. That's why I love it. And bringing some humor into it, like even when we talk about the macabre stuff, like the deaths and the serial killers and shit like that. Like we still try to bring some levity to it without disparaging anybody. And it's always
except for the assholes.
Well, fuck them.
My question is, after 200 episodes, are you ready for Jeopardy with everything you've learned? Do you think you would be decent at it?
It depends. Is it shitty history from a podcast? Is that on Jeopardy? Because if that's the case, then yes, I've got this. I've got this on lockdown. Yeah. No, but truthfully, man, it's been awesome with both you guys, like being a part of this with me. So I greatly appreciate you both being here. And I know Moody has had some issues recently, but he's back.
A little bit.
He's part bionic now.
The newest thing, by the way, is my heater fucking went out last night.
Your furnace?
Sunday night. So I don't have a furnace right now.
You don't need it.
So no, apparently not.
Do you have a fireplace or anything?
I got a couple of heaters.
Well,
I'm waiting on the part to come in. I got to wait for the part to come in. So there's that.
You heard it, Patreon. Get them subscriber numbers up. We need a furnace.
It's just one fucking thing after another. Right?
That's how it goes, though.
That sucks, dude. Well,
it's literally been the single worst year of my life, I think.
Well, let's hope next year's better.
Yeah, we got 2024. Listen,
I mean, you're gonna have OAF with a new band, a new album, videos. It's gonna be sweet.
I don't know what that is.
You will know when it hits.
Yeah, that's the band. And can you guess what OAF stands for?
Old as fuck.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what it stands for.
I might have some music coming your guys' way too. I've been actually jamming. I've been actually jamming with some of the Viking guys, and we're writing some old school hardcore.
What are you playing?
Bass.
Nice.
Is it like Viking metal?
No. It's like old school, like hardcore, just straight up hardcore.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to hearing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we've got four original songs, and they're all about a minute and a half long. So classic hardcore, man.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
That's how hardcore should be. It should be short and sweet.
It's good. It's good old school hardcore, man.
Well, good for you, man.
I always relate it to when Dewey Cox did coke. You know that scene?
Yeah.
When they all did cocaine, he's like, let's do it again. Let's do it again from the top.
Yep. That is hardcore.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. 2024, man, listen, the end of the year is coming super fast. It's like, what, in 3 days from now is Thanksgiving, then Christmas, then New Year's, and then we're out of this year.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah, fuck Christmas.
Yeah. Wow. But we got a lot of good shit coming up for our listeners that are still hanging out with us right now.
Do we?
And yes, we do. God damn it. Yes.
How do you know? You don't even know what's going on.
I have all the shit lined up.
A Tesla episode?
Oh, do you?
Well, now we have to do a Tesla episode for sure.
No, fuck you. I'm not doing it.
That'd be a good one, though.
I'm not doing it just because you want me to do it.
Exactly. He'll do it.
Maybe,
No, I won't.
maybe I'll get a hold of Mushmouth Records and see if they can do a little Tesla promo.
We haven't heard from Mushmouth in a long time.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
I heard that. I heard after COVID they kind of shut down.
They
They didn't
did.
have a lot going on.
Well,
happens.
they refused to get vaccines, and then next thing you know, they cut funding. And
Well, I guess a lot of their artists couldn't go on tour and they lost a bunch of money.
Yeah,
Yep.
they lost a bunch, but they'll be back.
I mean, that's the business.
I got a feeling they'll be back.
Ugh.
So listen, we cannot thank you all enough for all your love and support for 200 plus episodes, but definitely 200. And you guys you're so amazing. All you passengers, listeners, whatever the fuck you want to call yourselves. Thank you tremendously.
Assholes.
From the bottom of my heart, truthfully. So listen, a very, very special thank you to, hold on, I got to turn it down because it's super loud. There it is.
Nice.
To our executive producer, Patreon, first class passengers, also known as our beautiful poopers, to Jacob Peters, Stoner Babe 69, Tim Karras, Zoe Miller, Tracy Valancourt, Edgy. Hey, Edgar.
Did you say Tracy Valancourt?
Yes,
Like Vicky Valancourt?
I know, right? He
From the Waterboy?
said the last thing.
Is that what you did?
I swear to God. Yeah.
Vicky Valancourt?
She's probably like, God damn it.
She probably gets it all the time,
Shit.
right?
To Edgar Rodriguez.
The first time she saw that movie, she was like, motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah.
To Edgar, not Edgy Rodriguez. So I apologize for that. Jenny Wynn.
Ed Gein?
Riley. Yeah, Ed Gain is one of our. Riley with no last name. Chris Connors, Amanda C., Micah Purdue, Dale Wells, George DeJesus, Megan McTerry, Amanda Denz, Chris Lucas, Joseph Aramo, Nathan Diekman, Caitlin McKinney, Maggie Brothers, Miles Campbell, Brian Gunzelman, Pumpkin Escobar, Mac Doherty, Janet Sherrill, Chad Flint, who's been around from like the get-go.
Oh, yeah.
Chris McLeod also, Justin Kowalczyk from the beginning.
Did you throw a hot dog at a wall? Was that Chad?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, remember I requested that?
Yeah.
And he actually did it.
Yeah.
And like videotaped it. That was pretty good.
Maria Gibbs, a chainsaw, of course.
What the fuck?
Courtney Batchelor, Katie Brabenik, one of my favorite people in the world. And of course, our boy, Bill Birch. Oh, good for you. I had to do it myself. There you go.
I don't understand why you don't just put that back on the board.
I don't have enough room on the board.
There's 12 buttons and like 4 banks.
There's 8 buttons.
And like 4 banks.
There's like 12 banks.
What tier?
Okay, so
What tier subscriber
we
is
have
Chainsaw?
140 spots.
Chainsaw?
What?
I don't know. He's probably like a level 1 as far as
What
I
is
know.
that, like $5?
No, it's like $1.
That's
What
$1?
cheap-
No,
Fuck.
I think Chainsaw is. I think he's a level. I think he's a level 2, so he's a $5. Yeah.
So, and like how long would you say he's been Patreon?
For a while. Yeah.
I mean, if you had to guess.
I think he was one of the first people that signed
How
up.
many
Yeah,
months?
I'd say probably a couple years now.
So like 24?
So let's say that. Yeah.
24?
Yeah.
$120.
Mm-hmm.
That could have bought a really nice chain wallet. Just saying. Just saying, Chainsaw. You might want to upgrade your old vintage money holder there. Get you a nice one with a gold chain.
I don't know why they pick on you so much, Chainsaw. I don't know why.
Because we love him.
I don't know why.
And I miss him.
So listen, do me a favor. Do us a favor. Spread the word, all right? And if you want your name to be mentioned on the show, and for us, real quick, before I have to get out of here, did I mention Rick Resler, by the way, in here?
No.
I did not. I have to say that because Rick sent us over a very sizable contribution recently, and I honestly don't know what to say, dude. Thank you tremendously for your belief and everything. Seriously. So thank you tremendously, Rick Resler. Like, you are,
hell yeah,
you are amazing, and I'm glad that you get a kick out of this, or you honestly feel bad for all of us. So either way.
And Rick, I don't know if you heard.
He just feels bad for us.
Yeah.
I mean, Rick, I don't know if you heard, but Booty doesn't have heat for Christmas. Just saying. I don't know if that means anything to you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yes, thank you for a donation. That's awesome.
You have no idea.
He's not wrong.
Truthfully, when I got it, when I got it sent over, I was just like, "What the fuck?" So, dude, I tremendously, like, you have no idea. To all of you guys,
yeah, that's
you
great.
have no idea that you believe in it, and I promise you, the Patreon bonus episodes, they're going to be coming in handfuls, so much that you won't even be able to handle it.
Did you know the documentary is up still? I'm trying to bring it up, see what the count is currently, because it's been a while.
Fucking documentary.
It's still good. I still go back and watch it every now and then.
We
37,000 views.
37,000
Oh,
views.
shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
We can call it a mockumentary at this point, right?
We should have monetized it. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well, why didn't we?
I don't think we could at that point. We didn't have enough subscribers.
Oh, well, it is what it is. As long as people are watching.
My favorite still is where Moody's like turned sideways and he's talking like it's normal.
I keep turning around. Yeah.
It was so good. Oh, it's good
Well,
stuff.
listen, truthfully, it's been 200 episodes. We're going for 200 more plus. All right.
Wait, you wanted to know, you wanted to know what our favorite episode
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, before we get out of here, for sure. So,
Favorite of all. You can only pick one.
do you have yours in mind?
Mine is
I
still
do. Oh.
mine is still the fucking New Year's one, the Hatfield and McCoy.
Oh my God, dude. I have to go back and listen. We were trying not to break character so hard. Remember that? And he kept trying. And I was doing the
And
whip
there
sound over and over.
I forgot about
That was such a good one.
And he's talking like
and
this the entire time.
we decided to leave all the uncomfortable pauses where we were trying not to laugh in there. So the episode was like 3 hours long.
Yes.
I was like, you know what? I was going to cut all those out, but they're way too funny. I had to leave those in there. And that's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
For sure.
That
Like,
is a
I
good
just,
one.
I
That's
literally
definitely
just
top
listened
5.
to that recently, and I was just laughing my ass off on that.
Yeah.
Do you have one?
Yeah. The ants, you know, where our ants came in.
Which we were going.
Remember Moody's aunt called in Gertrude?
Yeah, we were going to do that for this episode. We just didn't have enough time to get it all put together
To this day,
to be able to do it.
if my wife has a bad day, she plays that.
Really?
Yeah. I guarantee you that the number, you know, if however many view count is on it, it's probably 80% my wife.
No
She
shit.
just plays it over and
That's
over
amazing.
and over. Yeah, it's one of her favorites. It's a toss up for me for that one, and then the Christmas episode where we did the
Oh, that was fun.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh,
That was fun.
yeah.
That was so much fun.
That was fun. We got to do that again.
Yeah.
Get everybody involved in it. I think, truthfully, I think one of my, at least, I'm not going to say my favorite, but one of my favorites is the Haunted Dolls episode.
With Chainsaw.
But because of the intro, you know, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting that at all. I thought that was such a good episode. That one was awesome. But as far as content wise goes, I'm going to say, honestly, the Antikythera mechanism, because it got me on the History Channel.
There you go.
Truthfully,
Yeah.
it got me on there. So
Sure.
I'm going to say that was probably my favorite as far as content goes. So, like, content wise, you know, what about you?
Oh man.
What'd you learn the most from?
Well, I've learned a lot over all these years and episodes, but I would have to say, like, content wise, was anything aliens for me. I mean, I just love all that
I
stuff.
was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, anything that we talked, like, you know, the Fire in the Sky one, Travis Walton was awesome. Everything aliens that we've ever done was always my favorite.
Yeah, you guys are big proponents of that.
Yeah, it's just interesting as hell, man. You know, it really is.
Look, I'm just trying to get on their fucking good side, so when they take everybody out.
Well, listen, if they protected us from a meteorite or a meteor, that's pretty awesome.
supposedly.
I'm not saying.
Well, they only did that so they can mine our resources later.
And that would be
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
that would be
That's
our,
exactly
our
what it's
buttholes.
about.
Is that what they mine?
No, it's the tungsten for the iPhone
All of our
22.
precious metals and shit. in that.
Wait, Jeff, you have to do everyone if they're still listening, and I hope they are. Please just give me a Elon Musk.
I don't know what to say.
Just
What should I say?
Just talk about the tungsten.
Challenge
I can't even say it.
challenge Zuckerberg to a fight.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Facebook man, you want to go? Let's go. I'll get him to get the calls. I'll buy the fucking Coliseum and I'll punch you in the face. Wah! Wah! Meta sucks balls. Wah!
Irks. He does the irks.
Everything is X.
X.
Oh, God, that felt good. Oh, man. All right, listen, you guys get out of here. We're going to get out of here. And a lot of stuff coming soon, all right? We're going to have Jeff back on, especially for the...
Yeah.
Which one are we talking about?
Tesla.
Tesla. We're gonna
I'll
bring
come
you
back for any of them. Just let me
All
know.
right, cool. All right, so stay safe out there, passengers. And as always, choo-choo, motherfuckers!
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Or not.